Welcome back to Man Down Sports. Listen, man, I told everybody about these Denver Nuggets, and not just the Denver Nuggets. Any team that has a player where they feel like has to be the entire offense, has to play triple-double basketball, has to be the primary scorer, the primary facilitator, everything. They have the perfect excuse not to play defense because they're doing so much on offense. They can pick and choose whether they want to foul or not because they don't want to get too many fouls because they mean so much to the offense, and their fan base is believing it, and their fan base is saying that the team can't survive without them, and no one can get their own shot without this guy. This guy, I've seen it and heard it all before, starting from Steve Nash to LeBron James to James Harden to Russell Westbrook to Luka Doncic to NIKOLA Jokic to Caitlin Clark. Like all of these players, you hear the same narratives from their fan base, the same exact narratives. None of them play defense. They all play triple-double basketball, and the fan base think that means that no one on their team is any good. No one on their team can get their own shot, and everyone has to rely on them, and we must give them MVPs. That's what has been told in the media and from the fans about all of these players. And we're gonna talk about the Denver Nuggets today. I'm gonna give them their flowers before I get to NIKOLA Jokic, because he didn't play today, so it ain't too much to talk about him. Like we shouldn't talk about him at all. Let's just talk about the Denver Nuggets. They played great. They got an upset win in a game where they sat all of their. Well, first of all, they only have one starter. They got two now because Aaron Gordon was back. His first game back was last night, right? But Jamal Murray was the lone starter. Aaron Gordon was hurt. Christian Braun was hurt. Well, now they got three back because Brian suited up as well, but last night. But they got Christian Braun and Aaron Gordon back last night in a loss. They had a hard fault. Well, actually, it wasn't hard fault. They got blew out by their former teammate Michael Porter Jr., which is just. I already did a video on that talking about how Michael Porter Jr. proved so many of these narratives wrong, right? And like I told you before, they told me Michael Porter Jr. couldn't get his own shot. As a matter of fact, I still got a comment from someone. It was a video I made about the Denver Nuggets saying that they should play their offense in a way where they utilize more people's skill set and not just NIKOLA Jokic's skill set, right? And they told me there's no skill set to use for Michael Porter Jr. He can't create his own shot, right? And that's his comment in the circle, in the red circle, saying MPJ can't create his own shot. If he was to focus on defense, he can't do jack. That is not just one person's thought process. That is a lot of the Denver Nugget and NIKOLA Jokic fan base that thinks that way. And every time I hear that, I'm like, man, y'all are so fooled. Like, this is the same thing they said about Jalen Brunson and Dallas. I kept telling them Luka should come off the point. If you're going to take 30 shots a game, don't be the point guard, especially when you have a point guard on your squad. And they told me there's not only no one on Dallas Mavericks team back then that can get their own shot or create their own shot. They said nobody on that team can make plays for others or handle the ball well enough to be a point guard. So they were saying the reason why Luka is doing all of that is out of necessity. I don't know why that's the thought process. They said, oh, no, Luka has to do that because nobody else can do anything. And I'm like, no, it's not that they can't do it. It's they designed the offense for them not to be allowed to do it. Like, the offense says you can't do this. And we learned that in the sound bites that I played yesterday on the video, this video from this morning, talking about Michael Porter Jr., when they asked him, how do you feel about how you was utilizing Denver? And they asked the coach as well. And he was like, man, yeah, we got a two-man game that we run over here. And, we pretty much use Michael Porter Jr. to be in the corner as a shooter. He sacrificed for our team, right? That's basically what it was. A lot of people have to sacrifice in their offense. I mean, it just is what it is. So when you think that this team don't have talent, they actually had talent. It's being suppressed by the offense they're running. They're dimming their light so they can bring more light to Jokic. That's exactly what they're doing, right? So, what's up, Z Drag? I am not talking like this about MPJ. His contract bought many players. What about us? Well, yeah, his contract did bring many players. But this is my point. You brought many players, but you're still playing the same style that suppresses everybody's talent. Also, we can see Nikola Jokic's talent, right? So we're seeing right now all of these things that y'all said about teams like OKC, saying that they have a deep bench and they have all this. Denver could have this deep bench if they just played them and let them have freedom. Like if you play them and let them have freedom, you could have more of a deep bench. Same thing with Golden State. Like they're so stuck on this system that glamorizes Steph Curry that you have to play the system that way. And then like if you don't fit, like Kuminga's getting benched because he's not fitting in with the system that they want to run, that glamorizes and dim everybody else light except Steph. They want everybody to play like a freaking robot and play like Draymond, where they're just setting screens and looking for Steph all night long. Yeah, he's a great shooter, one of the greatest shooters of all time. But dude, I have a talent. Like I grew up playing basketball and didn't even know Steph's name. I learned how to play basketball. I have a certain skill set. I want to be able to utilize it. Right. And if you're a coach and you have, like, you know, when Steve Kerr was really in his bag, when he had Steph Curry in his prime, Clay in his prime, Draymond in his prime, Kevin Durant in his prime, and he had to figure out how they all could get their shots, he was in his bag on it. But then at some point, once all those veterans got off that team and it's just young players under Steph, Clay, and Draymond, his whole thing was to make them fall in line and, hey, look, you have to play this way. You have to freaking play this way, right? So it's fascinating. But let's get to this game. So one of the false narratives that follow this Denver Nuggets team is that they don't have talent on their bench. And they got 3 players for Michael Porter Jr., so they got more of a bench now. But even last year, if you would have used your bench, like Pickett, Jalen Pickett was on their roster last year. He showed some promise early on in the season as well. But here's the problem. What we've seen from Jalen Pickett tonight, and this is not because the coach did something spectacular. This is because he didn't have no choice but to let Jalen Pickett spin. He didn't have no choice because he didn't have no other players on the roster. There's no Jokic, there's no Murray, there's no Gordon, there's no Tim Hardaway, there's no Aaron Gordon. It's just Watson and Jalen Pickett. And so he had to say, all right, man, y'all just hoop. We're not playing Jokic system. We're not playing triple-double basketball. Y'all just go out there, play hard-nosed defense, hustle, play with some determination, some pride, some grit, and play your offense. And Pickett went out there and was like, this is what I could do. Step back 3 here, step back 3 there, pull up 3, go into the hole, assist. He looked like a starting point guard. He looked no different than what Jamal Murray looked like. And I know the Denver Nuggets fans was like, wait, he could do that? Just like y'all was shocked when y'all seen Michael Porter Jr. this season as a number 1 in Brooklyn, averaged 26 points and probably going to be an all-star for the first time this year. When y'all looked at that, was like, wait, so this whole time, like, because I know it's analysts that actually are professional at calling the game and supposed to be looking at all this stuff. Like Tim Legler was shocked that Michael Porter Jr. could do all this. Like, think about how dim you have to dim someone's light for y'all to just think that these dudes can't hoop and get their own shot. Like I question anybody who say, he can't get his own shot. No, that's no nobody's that bad unless you're some type of center or power forward who never played guard. But most guards that make it to the NBA can get their own shot. To what level they can do it, when they got A+ defenders on them, maybe they need a little help, maybe they need screens, maybe whatever the case may be. But if you someone that went to D1 college, had a scholarship, and then got drafted into the NBA and made a squad, and you're a guard or a wing player, you probably can get your own shot. We have to stop that narrative of saying that the reason why my favorite player is playing triple-double basketball, stat pad and basketball is because his team is so sorry they can't get their own shot. Denver Nuggets got a squad, and they always have had a squad for the last 6 years. Like, all of that stuff was false. So they can't get their own shot. That was a lie. Like, so Michael Porter Jr. proved that to be a lie when he left Denver and showed you what he could do. It showed you how much he had in his bag. And Jamal Murray with no Jokic, the other false narratives the only reason why Jamal Murray get his points is because Jokic is assisting all of them. Well, with no Jokic, Jamal Murray is still getting his numbers and getting a career high in assists with 16. The other false narrative, the reason why Jokic has to play make for everyone because nobody else can play make. Well, with Jokic and Jamal Murray, they averaged 29 assists for a team. Without Jokic, with Jamal Murray by his self, they averaged 26 assists. They still getting there. They got 24, 25 assists tonight. The only game that was below 24 assists was the first game without Jokic. They only got 17. So they might not average 24 assists. Correction on that. But the last 3 games, definitely 24. But that first one, they only got 17. Right? They got 29 against the Nets, 26 against Cleveland, and 17 against the Raptors. They got 24 tonight. Right? So those are the 4 games without Jokic. So that's a lie. So you actually don't need Jokic to stat pad his assists for your team to get assists. Right? They spreaded it out. All of these people can make plays. We know Jamal Murray can make plays. He averages 7 assists, even with Jokic stealing all his shine as the point guard. He still manages to get 7 assists from the team. And without Jokic, he got 16 last game against the Brooklyn Nets. That's his career high. So he's more than capable of being what Tony Parker was for San Antonio and getting the assists. Right? As a matter of fact, I would like to see Jamal Murray points come down a little bit because he's getting about 25. I would like to see Jamal Murray play more of a traditional point guard, still get his points, but I want to see him get his points to where he's getting 18 to 20 a game and where he's feeding all the other players, including Jokic, Aaron Gordon, the shooters as well, like Tim Hardaway and Struthers if he ever get in the game. Bruce Brown, stuff like that, Peyton Watson, all that. I want to see him feed them. So I want to see his assists go up to about 10. Instead of being 7, I want him to concentrate on running the offense, get about 10 to 12 assists a game, and his points come down where he's not jacking so many shots. Because what I want to see is Jokic go ham and just destroy people to where every time Jokic touched the ball, you have to bring a double team. That's what I missed about the 90s and the early 2000s big men is when they got the ball in the post, they were so dominant in scoring in the post, the double was coming as soon as they touched it. If it didn't come as soon as they touched it in the post, it's coming off the first dribble toward the paint. Here's the double. And out of that, you just going in the post, out of that double team, pass, and if that first pass ain't a shot, the next one off the rotation, the next pass a bit of shot, right? And that's when your team is still getting assists, but you not got one person that's trying to hog the assist in Jokic. Like it has to be his assist. No. He creates the double team. Your best player is supposed to create the double team. We don't care who gets the assist. But in Denver's offense, the assist has to go to Jokic. So everyone's spreading the floor. I show y'all that illustration again, where Jokic has all the freedom where he can go anywhere he wants to on the court, while everybody else is in the phone booth and they can't move. Everybody else is in the phone booth. The whole inside of the paint is wide open. Jokic got all of that parking lot to his disposal, while everybody else has to score in the phone booth. Scoring in the phone booth is what the top elite scorers, that's what we call scoring in the phone booth. Jordan, Kobe, Carmelo, KD, those those type of guys we talk about scoring in the phone booth. That means I don't need a lot of space. I don't need a lot of dribble. I ain't you know what I'm saying? Like I can score in a phone booth. Give me the ball in the phone booth, I'm gonna get a shot off. Right? This is for the elite people that they don't need all the space on the court. They don't need multiple screens. They don't need multiple dribbles. They don't need 10 seconds to get that shot. Like, give me 2 seconds, one, maybe 2 dribbles, and I can get a bucket. I ain't even got to get all the way to the hole because my jump shot is that efficient, right? So you make your top elite scorer score in the phone booth. You can try to run off your point guard or run offense and try to get easy shots for guys who aren't elite at getting their own shot. Like, everybody can get their own shot, but they might not be elite at it to where they're playing the best players, the best teams in the toughest situations in the playoffs where, everything gets tight, right? You can't rely on those guys. You can't rely on those C to D to C plus type scores to score in the playoffs against the best defense, against the best defensive player, just getting their own shot. So sometimes your point guard in the offense you run has to get shots for those guys, and the point guard is actually facilitating that, trying to help them out. The schemes and the system that you run being ran by your point guard. That's how they get their shots, right? Say for instance, with Rondo and Boston, you just can't give Ray Allen the ball against tough defense and say, go get your shot like you're Kobe. Now, can Ray Allen get his own shot? Absolutely. Can he go get it like Kobe against the top defender? No. So what Ray Allen did is the offense, he ran off of multiple screens, sometimes double screens, staggered screens, curl actions. He did a lot of things to get his shot, and Rondo would set it up. Your point guard setting it up, got eye contact with him. Y'all doing nonverbal communications, like Garnett and Big KP setting screens for him. Like it's a whole system to get Ray Allen open shots, right? Whole system. And while he's running off those screens, everybody's paying attention because they know when he catch it, Rondo's going to put it in the right shooting pocket, and he's going right into a shot. So everybody's paying attention. So sometimes Kendrick Perkins or Garnett can slip those screens and they'll get an open shot. And then Rondo, boom, being the great passer he is, he set that up. Right. So that's how a point guard in the system works with a guy who's not an A+ shot maker. Right. But if you needed ISO points from an A+ shot maker, you can just get the ball to Paul Pierce and say, go get us a bucket. That's what your A+ shot maker was for. But he did it in a phone booth. He did it in the phone booth, right? So I say all that to say this. Denver is doing it backwards. They're giving their best scorer all the freedom, and they're making guys that are lesser scorers than him stand at the three-point line and catch and shoot threes. Michael Porter Jr., we need 18 to 20 points from you every game from just one spot in a phone booth. Aaron Gordon, stand at the dunker spot. Give me 15 points from the dunker spot. Caldwell Pope, you got to give me 12 to 15 points from the three-point line from one spot. Right? That's insane that everybody is in the phone booth except Jokic. And he's the only one that got freedom to go wherever he wants to. He got green light. It's just insane to do it that way, right? So false narratives. They need Jokic to create everything. They don't need Jokic to create everything. You absolutely do not need Jokic to create everything. Let's hear the post game interview from Pickett. Let's see what he said.
We'll get to you in a second. First, let's talk about this team coming off a back-to-back. All your guys are out. The starters are out. You guys come in tonight and perform. Just talk about the team effort.
Yeah, we felt like we didn't play well last game, and we needed to come out with a bunch of energy and effort tonight. So, when you come in with that mindset and just trying to steal a game, anything can happen.
Let's talk about you, man. You're a 4-year guy. You don't get rattled. You've been in big games before. It definitely showed tonight. Just talk about your level of confidence and the way you played tonight.
Definitely. I mean, with all our starters out, we needed a leader. So they looked to, me, Bruce, and P.Y. to kind of lead us in this game. And, we came out and we knew it was going to start on the defensive end. So when you come out, play with that effort, and get easy baskets in transition, confidence just build.
Best of luck, man. Stay healthy. Keep hooping. Stay confident, boy. Good to see.
He said, man, when you come out and you got defense, you know what I'm saying, you put that as the focal point. And I'll talk about the defense as well. They play a lot of zone when Jokic is on the floor, sometimes Valanciunas, because I think they're afraid to get them caught in high screen and roll actions. They didn't play a lot of zone tonight, man. They were scrambling all over the place, man, and hustling a lot. I really like the fact that they was able to show that these guys off the bench can come in and lock down defense, play with some energy. This actually is going to help Denver down the line, because if the silver lining in this dark cloud for NIKOLA JOKIC and being hurt for so long, if anything comes from this, it's going to be that their coach is going to see, I might gain some trust from this bench. I might see that these guys can create their own shot on this level, and I might be able to utilize that. What I hope happens, because I want Denver to be very competitive, because when the playoff starts, the more good teams and competitive teams, the better the playoffs is going to be. And I don't want Denver to be one-dimensional. And I don't want the NBA to have to manipulate games to get it to go 5, 6, 7 games. So when I watched last year's playoffs, especially like the finals with Indiana and SGA and the Thunder, whichever team was at home got the whistle going their way. And I'm like, man, I don't know if we really got to really see what would really happen if they just called the game down the middle, regardless of who was at home. You know what I'm saying? SGA couldn't get calls in Indiana, and when they went back to OKC was able to daggone put their hands all over Indiana and play real tough defense and create turnovers. And then SGA got to the line relentless. He got the calls he was getting in the regular season. So I'm like, man, what would happen if you called the game just for real? Like, why are we deciding how we're going to call the game based on who's at home and who's away? And I seen some of that in the Nuggets Clippers series and the Nuggets Thunder series as well. And I'm like, man, I don't even know which team is the best team for real. But if I really think about what probably would have happened if they really just called it fair down the line, I think the Clippers would have beat the Nuggets in 5 or 6. It wouldn't have went 7 games. They just would have beat them. I mean, they was playing like the better team, but so the whistle was keeping them in. So most of the game, and then Aaron Gordon hit like 2 game winners. You know what I mean? Like the game was won, and Aaron Gordon did some crazy stuff 2 games in a row with game winners. That was insane. So if the Nuggets actually step their game up, they won't have to do that. We'll see more fair fighting, and that's what I want to see. So I think what I hope what he learns from this is that I can go 10 deep with my bench as well. I can go 10 deep. I don't have to keep Pickett on the bench and not give him no PT. I don't have to keep Strawberry on the bench. He came in and had 5 assists. Pickett had 7 assists. Somebody else had 5 assists. There was 2 people with 4 assists. Like the distribution was great, right? You don't have to play triple-double basketball, dog. You don't. And this is with their bench. Think about when their starters come back. Think about if they played like this with Jokic and Murray on the floor. Like, because right now what it is if off a made shot, Jokic is going to ask for the ball and he's going to try to bring it up, and that just changes everything that we need to do, because now your point guard has to play more like a shooting guard, right? Jokic got the ball, now Jamal Murray has to be a shooting guard, right? And just, everything is just weird. Now it's pretty when Nikola Jokic throws these great passes, but remember, every great pass he throws turns into an assist. It's just 2 points. What if Jamal Murray can get them same 2 points some other way? We might miss out on a Jokic highlight, but it's more conventional and it's harder to guard when everyone can make a play and it's just not Jokic every single time. That's why his assists, or not his assists, that's why his turnovers be so high. Like, he's too good of a player. We credit him for having one of the highest IQs in NBA history. He's too good and too smart of a player to be having 4 and 5 assists. 4 and 5 turnovers every game. All right, so he's got a high turnover. And with him out of the lineup, the turnovers are actually down for the Nuggets. Right. But let me get into some other things. Jalen Pickett had 29 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. He hit 7 threes. Zeke Naji had 21 points, 8 rebounds. Peyton Watson had 24 points. Guess how he got those 24 points? Like, when you watch this game, you ain't going to watch the game. You can go watch the highlights. But when you watch it and you think about how Peyton Watson got his points, it wasn't Jokic. They told us Peyton Watson can only slash and he get all his points off of Jokic's assists. Guess how he got these 24 points? With the ball in his hand, creating an ISO situation. He getting to the cup on people, getting right to the Baja. Couple of pull-up jumpers too. Like, and this is not a fluke game. Ever since Jokic has been out of the lineup, Peyton Watson is averaging 23 points a game. He got a game with tonight he had 24. He had starting from the first game without Jokic, he had 24 the first game, 21, 23, and then 24 tonight. He's averaging 23 since Jokic has been out of the lineup. 23. He was averaging 11 points with Jokic. Which leads me to another thing when they say Jokic makes everybody better. Another false narrative. Jokic makes everybody better. Well, Michael Porter Jr. actually got better when he left Jokic. Who's going to argue that Michael Porter Jr. is better now, or was he better in Denver? Right. So Michael Porter Jr. actually got better when he left Jokic. Peyton Watson, from 11 points to 23 points, he got better when Jokic went down. Jalen Pickett, you didn't even know he could create his own shot. He got better when Jokic went down. Jamal Murray, 16 assists, career high. He got better when Jokic went down. So that false narrative of Jokic making everybody better, and Jokic don't have no help on his bench, and nobody can create their own shot, and Jokic has to create everything for this offense, and all of this stuff, all of that is a lie. All of those are lies. They just threw those false narratives out there to better his MVP case, and to give the perfect excuse on why he's playing triple-double basketball when he don't have to. And now that you know that all these players can actually rock like that, then you got to question yourself, why does he play triple-double basketball then if he don't have to? And then it becomes clear that he's playing triple-double basketball because he's stat padding. And he's stat padding because he likes the attention he gets with all this MVP talk and all this MVP chatter. He's playing for MVPs. Because if he wasn't, the first thing he would want to do is look at history and realize all the guys and the greats who are winning all the rings, like Tim Duncan and Shaq and Kobe and Larry Bird and Michael Jordan, are they playing triple-double basketball? No. They're scoring at a relentless pace, and then playing the best defense they can actually play. Those are the two top things that the players who want rings do. They score relentlessly, and they defend their butt off. Everything else will come after that. And most of them give the assist duties to their co-star. When Kareem was the top scorer for the Lakers, he gave Magic the assist duties. When Kareem was the top scorer for the Bucks, he gave Oscar the assist duties. When Oscar was doing assists and points before Kareem, he wasn't winning. Right? When Bird was doing all his scoring, Bird was getting assists too, but he wasn't running point to get his assists. Dennis Johnson was running the point. When Jordan was scoring relentless, Scottie Pippen was facilitating that triangle offense. He had John Paxson at the point. He had B.J. Armstrong at the point. He had Ron Harper at the point. Y'all handle that. Y'all do the assists. A top scorer is going to get at least 5 assists just based off the double teams. Just passing out of a double team will get you assists. It don't have to be a highlight. It don't have to be a no look behind the back, a lob over the shoulder without. It don't have to be all of that. You trying to win. All you got to do is go down there and relentlessly score, and they're going to double you. If Jordan get the ball, everyone is afraid because the ball is going into the rim unless we force the ball out of his hand. And when you bring that double, that's the best offense you can run. A double team is coming. That means someone's wide open. Get the ball out of your hand, and you're going to get a easy shot. That's how you play basketball. But in Denver, they're concerned with who gets the assist. It has to be Jokic. We got to get Jokic these assists. Ever since Denver won that championship, Jokic shot attempts have went down and his assist numbers have went up. It's almost like he's purposely trying. Like every year when he averaged 7 assists and got the MVP, and everybody was just talking about, oh my God, he almost averaged a triple double. It was the ultimate drug for him. It was the ultimate high. When they was talking about him almost averaging triple double, when they started putting him in the conversation with Oscar and Westbrook, and oh man, is he one of the best centers ever, best offensive player? All that stuff became a drug to him, and he was like, well, shoot, if I could get an MVP for almost averaging a triple double, what can I get if I actually average one? And that's when you seen games he'll show up and have 8 shot attempts, 15 assists, and I'm like, man, why did he only take 8 shot attempts tonight? And then when you look at the last game where they needed him to score against a good team, and he went out and scored 30 points and only had 6 assists, you notice his assist average would drop a little bit. And I was like, oh, that's why he didn't score the next game. That's why he stopped shooting the next game, because he wanted to get double-digit assists to kind of bring his average back up because it had dropped. You got to start watching stuff like that. He'll not take shots one game to make sure he pass a lot, to pad his assist numbers, to make sure because it like one time he missed a triple double average by like 0.4. By 0.4. He was averaging like 9 assists. Let me see if I can pull it up. He ended up averaging like 9 assists for something like that. And he almost got it. So he was like, dang, man, I want to actually get it. Let me see what year that was. Serious Basketball Reference. Let me see if I can find that. What year was this? When he missed the daggone triple-double average. What year was that? 2022, 2023, he averaged 9.8 assists. He barely missed it. So one year he averaged 7. Then the next year he averaged 8. And I'm gonna look at his shot attempts too. Let me see if I can pull his shot attempts up. So his field goal attempts, it went from 15 to 14 one year. Then it got up to 18, and then it dropped again. So, okay, so the year, let me see what years this is when it dropped. Man, this man got up to 18 shot attempts and then decided he was taking 18 shot attempts in 2021, 2022. And then in 2022, 2023, his shot attempts went down to 14. And that's the lowest it had been since daggone his third year as a starter. Shot attempts got to 14, and that's the year he averaged 9.8 assists. So he was taking less shots in 2022, 2023 because he really wanted to average a triple-double, and he almost got it. And he missed it by 0.2 assists. And I know he was pissed off because he wanted to average a triple-double. And I think that's the year that I think that's the year Embiid got the MVP. He got 9.8 assists. Couldn't get that triple-double average. So he tried again the next year, but he averaged 9 assists. So he wanted to make sure he averaged a triple-double. So in 2024, 2025, that's the first year, which was last year, and SGA got the MVP. So he was like, man, I got 3 MVPs almost averaging a triple-double. So the first year I actually averaged one. He was outraged that he didn't get the MVP. SGA got it. But he's putting his eggs in the wrong basket. Like you trying to get MVPs and not trying to get rings. You're trying to get MVPs by getting stats, and you're not trying to get MVPs by getting the most wins. If you just scored, rebounded, and played defense and let Jamal Murray handle the assist and let the whole team handle the assist, you still going to get 5 or 6 assists by getting double teamed. You don't have to run point. You do not have to run the point. If Jamal Murray gets hurt, then maybe you run point. But even last year, you had not last year, but was it last year? They had Westbrook last year. I think they had Westbrook last year. Yeah, so they had Westbrook last year. So he didn't even have, like, if Jamal Murray missed the game or went to the bench, you got Westbrook to run point. Like, he don't never really have to run point. So I'm gonna open the phone lines up. I'm gonna open the phone lines up, and I want somebody to tell me, why does he run point if he don't have to? He got a point guard, and now we see that Jalen Pickett is more than capable of also running the point guard. Whether you want him to run the offense and just get assists, or if you need him to score, he can do it both, and he plays defense. Like this dude, like Denver has it all, dog. Denver has it all. So I'm gonna open the phone lines up, because I want to hear someone call in and tell me, why does NIKOLA Jokic run point if he don't have to? And the obvious answer is because he wants the stats. But I want somebody to come tell me something else, because what people have been telling me all this other time is he has to because nobody else can do it. And he don't have no help, and he ain't got no bench, and can't nobody get their own shot, and can't nobody facilitate. I'm like, man, who is signing players that can't facilitate or get their own shot? Like, who is signing these players? Like, who's going to go get a player who's like, oh man, he can't shoot, facilitate, or get his own shot. He'll be perfect for NIKOLA. Like, who's doing that? Y'all are fooled and really thinking that it's NBA players on the Denver Nuggets roster that can't hoop, can't get their own shot, and need Jokic to spoon feed them and do everything for them. I mean, y'all narrative is falling down tremendously, man. Like, y'all lies are just getting exposed. The whole NIKOLA Jokic lie is getting exposed, dog. Him getting hurt was probably the worst thing that could have happened to him, because it's going to end up being the best thing that can happen for the whole Denver Nuggets, and that's not good for Jokic. He needs to be needed. He needs to be the one that's doing everything. Like, he's. I don't know if you ever seen a leader that won't create new leaders around him because he needs to be needed. You ever seen a leader that's in charge of something and he got 5 people that work for him, but that leader don't trust them to do none of the work, so he comes down and do all of it and then takes all the credit for it, and like this is not good. Micromanagers is what they call them, right? If I'm a general manager and I got 5 stores, do you think I want to go and open up every last store every morning. Like I'm the one that's going to unlock the doors because I don't trust nobody else to do it. Right? Like think about if I was a general manager and I managed 5 stores. I got managers that can open up for me, but I tell them, hey man, wait for me at the gate. Wait for me. I'll be there every morning to unlock the doors to let y'all in. And then when it's time for y'all to clock out at night and need to count the register down, I'll come do that too. Right. And then when we have our awards at the end of the year and we passing out Christmas bonuses and we getting awards, I write myself all the awards. Be like, look, man, I opened 5 stores. I close 5 stores. I count down the registers on 5 stores. I order all the parts for all 5 stores. I do all this and be like, man, why the hell would you hire managers if you go do everything? Like, you're not supposed to do that. and that's what happens when you have a player that wants to do everything for their offense. It's the ultimate red flag when you see a player that's on a team with capable players, but they decide they want to run an offense that they do everything. It's the dumbest shit I ever seen in my life. Caller, what's up? What's up, Nino?
What's going on, man?
Hey, why does Jokic run the point guard?
I believe that they didn't get a hold to him in time enough to where they thought he needed to do it, and then I don't think he never dialed it back. But I'm glad you bringing this point now, because they've been arguing this that Michael Porter Jr. and Mary and them guys wasn't no ballers. And now, even though they might not win, we're gonna see that them guys can get their shot and hit shots. So that been a lie a long time now. So I'm not sure why exactly he go for the triple double the way he do. But
it's obvious.
Them guys have some and put some of their energy on defense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Because what they tell me is Jokic can't play defense like that because he's doing so much on offense. He got the perfect excuse to be lazy on defense. Perfect excuse to be lazy on defense, dog.
That's definitely a lie in my book. What you think about it? Michael Porter Jr. doing over there? Well,
I mean, see, so this is the difference between me and some other people on YouTube, right? You know, cause it's 2 ways you can go about doing sports shows and YouTube shows on YouTube and stuff like that. And, you know, it's either you're going to have foresight or you're going to have hindsight. And I like to have foresight, but having foresight is one of those things that's very vulnerable because you might predict some stuff and say some stuff that might not come true. You know, so I've been on record for the last 3 years telling people that Michael Porter Jr. was an all-star. He just need freedom. He just need the opportunity to show it. And everybody was telling me that, and that's why I had that comment from that, because I did a video talking about Denver Nuggets and telling them how good Michael Porter Jr. is. Right? This is
I've been telling you one thing though, Mil. You know the difference, don't you? And some of your crew like that, which we love them too, because we like to go debate with them. And some of LeBron James guys are like that, because we like to debate with them. But a lot of these guys now on from ESPN to the local to the YouTube where we like to give back and forth, they not real basketball fans. They really don't understand what they looking at.
That is true.
You even when you criticize Bron or Jokic or Luka, or I done heard you say something about Mike, Kobe, whatever. You going from a basketball point of view where you can kind of give an argument about it, but it's gonna be hard. You're gonna have to do your research. Some guys, when they talk about they real Jokic fans, they not really going from a basketball point of view.
No,
they just saying, okay, he don't gotta play defense.
They coming from feelings and emotions. And, you know,
right.
And when they hear someone get criticized or get critiqued that they love, somebody that's their bosom buddy, their bathtub buddy, or somebody that when they hear their name, they can feel it in their panties, or like when they say their name, they say it with a lisp and turn their head to the side. You know that fanboy, that fuckboy shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm considered a Brian James guy, right? And then, but you got, it really remind me of, right?
What?
You got guys like they like Brian too, but they'll say that J.R. Smith wasn't no hooper, and I be like, man,
exactly, they insane.
I don't like Brian that much to tell no lie.
Yeah, they say Kyrie wasn't no hooper.
Dumb.
They say Kyrie wasn't no hooper.
Ain't nobody said that.
You a lie and a half. I can pull up several videos. I can pull up my archive. I can pull it up.
Ain't nobody said that one.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna pull it up. Yes, Lord. And I always tell them, I don't know why y'all capping for LeBron. He not gonna let y'all clap. Like y'all keep saying all this. No, he not. He not gonna let you. He like Savannah and Puffy. He not gonna let y'all clap. So I don't know why y'all even capping for him like that.
Man, I'm a brand. Hey, I say y'all. You gotta steal a little basketball more. You love these guys, man. If you be a fan of the guys, but now if you say J.R. Smith dumb as a box of rocks, now I might buy that.
and look, and that's not even true, because he in my hometown. He goes to North Carolina A&T. He's a really good golf player, and he's on the Dean's list. Like his grades is sky high.
You listen to him talk, he ain't though.
He's not at all. Not at all. He just smoking out of weed.
I know what the problem was sometimes. Yeah. but it's the same thing with Jokic though. And so it's the same thing with a lot of guys. Like I ain't never heard you say Pippen wasn't no hooper, and you gonna tell us why MJ to go. Now you might say, okay, Pippen did do this and that, but you ain't say, man, Pippen wasn't no hooper. Pippen wasn't Cyrus.
No,
this is what the guys got to do now. I don't know if social media is a lot of pressure on a lot of YouTube basketball players. They don't really think they'll play no ball, man.
No, they ain't playing no ball. They're just man fans. That's all.
Michael Porter Jr. be hooping, man. But hey, just keep doing what it's doing, man. You know, I like to hear real basketball talk, and this is what I'm getting right now.
Easy day, man.
I ain't getting none of that just the YouTube shit.
I'm gonna try to open the phone lines up to see if I can get a Jokic fan to call, man, because I really want to have a conversation with them and ask them why they think that Jokic pad his stats and play point guard. But that's what I really want to know.
Sure, I'm waiting on this.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it open. I'm gonna see if they call. All right, thanks, bro. Yep. All right, phone line is open, man. Jokic fans, come on, baby. Let's have this conversation, man. Like we got to talk, man. I just want to know what y'all seeing from Denver, man. Like a hard-fought game against Toronto, they get the win. A hard-fought game against Cleveland, they should have won, but they blew it in the fourth quarter. Then they get blew out by Michael Porter Jr. And then another hard-fought game against another East opponent in Philly. And mind you, all of these are road games. This is an East Coast road trip. This is an East Coast road trip they're on. And these are playoff teams they're playing. Toronto was number 3 in the East. Cavs are definitely a playoff team, and got out to a slow start, but they're on the road now. Philadelphia, playoff team. All their guys are healthy right now, right? So that and then Brooklyn was the only team they played that wasn't a playoff team, but that was a revenge game for Michael Porter Jr. Yours truly. He gave that daggone kiss of death to Denver and told them to go home. Right, and then talk shit in the post game. You feel me? Somebody said, "Do I think Giannis passed his stats?" There's 2 ways to pad your stats, and when people hear stat padding, the only thing they think about is someone that has 9 rebounds and they need just one more rebound to get a triple double, and they stay in the game doing a blowout. That's not the only way you can pad your stats. Right, you like staying in the game doing a blowout to get more stats is not the only way you can pad them. You can pad your stats before the jump ball. When you design your offense for you to pad your stats, that's stat padding. When you do something, when you go out of your way to do something unnecessary. So when your 6'11" center plays point guard, he's hunting assists. especially he don't have to play point guard because he has a freaking point guard on his team that's more than capable of running the point and generating assists for the offense. So when you are the primary scorer, from what I've seen in the NBA that operates the best for championship teams, especially for championship teams who got a top 5 player on it. And I think that Jokic, Giannis, I think that's both of those are top 5 caliber players. So when you got a top 5 player in his prime, you should be trying to win championships every year. So you should be trying to play the best brand of basketball you can play with the best supporting cast for your best player. So when you decide that you have a top 5 talent in his prime, and the best thing you can come up with is him being the primary scorer and the primary facilitator, you are stat padding. I don't know if Jokic wants that or if this is something that Denver front office or Denver coaching staff wants. But someone wants Jokic to play triple-double basketball, and I don't know who it is, but they are stat padding. It is called stat padding. The best formula for your best player is for your best player, if he's your best scorer, to be your best scorer and someone else facilitate. Because every star needs a co-star. And when you have a star, your co-star needs to be important, and very dangerous to your team or to the opposing team. They got it. You should have teams should be game planning, trying to figure out how to stop both of them. Right. So when your best player is a dominant scorer, let's take an example of Michael Jordan. He's a dominant scorer. We got to figure out how to stop him from scoring. And then Scottie Pippen is facilitating and getting everybody else involved. You got a two-headed monster. When your best player is Karl Malone and he's going to give you 30 every night, and you got to figure out how we're going to stop Karl Malone, and then his co-star is out there getting 12 assists and getting everybody else involved, that's a dangerous two-headed monster. Right? Now, the co-star can also go and get points because your co-star can score. So Scottie Pippen, I'm facilitating. He's concentrating on scoring. I'm concentrating on facilitating. That means when we go on the defensive end, we both can concentrate on lockdown defense. But it's jacked up in today's basketball because now Jokic is concentrating on scoring and facilitating. And he's using that as an excuse to go on the defensive end and say, well, I can give 50% on this end. Because I'm giving 200% on the offensive end, so I can give 50 on this end. Well, no. I'm giving 100% as a facilitator. Jordan's giving 100% as a scorer, and on the other end, we both giving 100% as defenders, right? So if Michael Jordan decided that, Scottie Pippen, I don't want you to be a point forward. I want to do both. I want to be the primary scorer and the primary facilitator. Then he would be stat padding. Michael Jordan was stat padding before Phil Jackson put him in the triangle offense and took the ball out of his hand. NIKOLA JOKIC is stat padding. Is Giannis stat padding? I don't think so. I don't think he's the primary distributor on his team. I don't think Doc Rivers will let him do that. Has Giannis stat padded before? Has he played triple-double basketball before? Yeah, he has. Not this year. I think the point guard they got, Ryan Rollins, is handling the ball. I think Dame Lillard was doing it last year for him. So no, I don't think Giannis plays triple-double basketball. I think Luka does. I think Jokic does. I think Harden did it in Houston. I think Westbrook did it in OKC after KD left. I don't think Steve Nash played triple-double basketball because Steve Nash wasn't the primary scorer. Steve Nash was a facilitator. He facilitated. The primary scorer was Amar'e Stoudemire. So anybody that's doing primary score and primary facilitator, and then on the defensive end, they are playing a zone or a free safety because they don't want to get in foul trouble or guard a good player or get beat on defense. So they playing in a area versus playing a man. That's a way to hunt rebounds down. Westbrook used to do that a lot with OKC, right? Because if you think of it this way, when you're playing lockdown defense, you're going to be concentrating on stopping your man from getting in the paint, and you're going to be concentrating on contesting shots because you're going to be guarding a shot maker. When you're trying to play lockdown defense, you're guarding a shot maker. So if I'm guarding Jason Tatum and Jason Tatum's shooting a three-pointer and I'm contesting it, I'm the least person likely to get the rebound. So if Luka Doncic was always guarding the shot maker and he's contesting a three-point shot, he's not going to get that many rebounds. But if Luka Doncic is standing in the corner guarding someone who's not involved in the offense and he's cheating into the paint because, the ball is all the way on the strong side, he's on the weak side. So he's cheating to the paint. And the best defender is guarding the ball and the shot goes up. The guy in the corner is not crashing the boards. They don't teach that much. When the shot go up from three, there's no battle in the paint like Charles Oakley and Dennis Rodman boxing each other out and fighting for rebounds because it's not a lot of shots being taken mid-range and in the post and in the paint. It's a lot of threes being taken, and a long missed three creates a long rebound outside the paint. So you're hunting rebounds on defense when you guarding that corner boy and they're taking threes and then the rebounds just falling in your hands. So that's what I call triple-double basketball. When you're the primary scorer, primary facilitator, that's how you get your double-digit assists and points. And then on the defensive end, you're never guarding a shot maker. You're guarding a corner boy so you can just get cheap rebounds. So that's what triple-double basketball is, and that's what stat padding is. And the phone lines are open, though. Y'all can call in and have this conversation with me. 442-288-9352. Let me see what else we got in here. You think he took too many shots in the fourth quarter last night? I don't know who you're talking about. I'm trying to keep the same energy for anyway. Luka is a stat padder. He's the primary facilitator and the primary scorer, of course. Yeah, he's stat padding, yeah. SGA was stat padding today, down 25, came in the fourth to keep his streak alive. Yesterday, SGA was pulled out of the last defensive possession, and OKC coach said SGA wasn't playing good defense. That's good coaching. So, SGA do have a streak going of 20 points. I think he's like 110 straight games with 20 points, and I think the record is 126. So he might be thinking about breaking Wilt's record. So if he got blew out by Charlotte tonight, and I'm gonna talk about SGA and OKC today, right after I finish with this. But if he came back in the game to keep that streak alive, then that's another way of stat padding. So and I think that people think that if I critique Jokic, then that means I'm a SGA fan and I can't critique SGA. And I think you must be new to the channel because I critique everybody, right? My goal is to see good basketball. And if I see good basketball, I will say it's good basketball. And if I see bad basketball, I'm going to call it bad basketball. And what I really hate the most is false narratives. So if I see false narratives, I'm going to come on my channel and try to prove those false narratives wrong. And I'm going to explain to you why it's a false narrative. So when I see false narratives, I talk about it a lot. Right. So a lot of people say, well, you didn't say anything about SGA. What you want me to say? Where's the false narrative? Who said SGA is spoon feeding all of his teammates and they can't do nothing without him? Who said that about SGA? So there's no false narratives following SGA. So you're not going to hear me speak against SGA that often. I would say I will critique him just like I critique him during the playoffs. There was a lot of times in the playoffs where he played lazy defense and was trying to cheat and get steals and stuff like that. You know, SGA, he does that from time to time. Right. So and when he does it, he needs to be, it's a good thing that his coach pulled him out. Maybe that'll wake him up. And another thing I also do is I don't believe in blaming bench players or role players for losses. Right. The best player, his co-star, and his coach are the only three people I will ever blame for a loss. So without me even watching the Charlotte Hornets game and seeing that SGA only had 21 points and he shot horribly, I'm blaming that loss on him 100%. So nobody in this comment section is going to come in here and tell me I'm racist or I hate SGA or none of that stuff, because it's grown men that like certain players, and then it's freaking babies and man fans that like other players. So if I critique Jokic, I get a whole bunch of you're racist, you hater, you're a hater, you're a hater, because Jokic fans have a lot of pussies around him. But men tend to follow the men in the sport. And, you know, SGA conducts himself as a man. He takes accountability. There's no fan base following around saying false things and downgrading his teammates and all that stuff. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's saying that MPJ can't get his own shot, or Jalen Williams can't get his own shot, or Dort is trash, or Chet is trash. Nobody's saying that. Like, there's no fan base. There's nobody. Like, you can go through these comments right now. There's nobody in here making excuses for OKC losing tonight. The blame goes straight to SGA. The blame goes straight to SGA. The same thing. But if I put the blame on Jokic for a loss, there's a million excuses. He don't have help. He does so much. He got a triple-double. What more do you want him to do? He does play defense. He got one steal. And just all of these excuses, right? And then y'all not even man enough to call the phone line. As a matter of fact, I'm about to start blocking Jokic fans in here if y'all scared to call. Well, let me see. Who is this dude right here? This dude right here? Nah, Jokic get blamed. Giannis get blamed. They all get blamed. Okay, SGA clears Curry. You seem like a Jokic fan. Call the number. You got 10 seconds. If you don't call it, I'm going to block you. Now that's what I'm going to do. Like, if you coming in here trying to critique what I'm saying, hold on, where's Mars Fart Sports? Let me find him, because if Mars don't call in here, he definitely getting blocked. Where's Mars at? Here we go, right here. Mars Fart Sports. Embarrassing loss, losing to the Suns, and then coming back home and getting blown out by LaMelo Ball. The noticeable thing is the free throws went down and his scoring went down. Sure, they lost, and it was embarrassing. Do you want to call in and talk about this Jokic thing? Do you want to call in and talk about this Jokic thing? All right. Well, hey, moderators, how many moderators I got in here? Shay J, I see you in here, Shay J. Nino, I think you in here talking to. Somebody block Mars Fart Sports. Block him. And whenever he calls into the show, he can get back. As a matter of fact, just time him out. Don't block him. Time him out for about 10 minutes. Time him out. I'm not gonna do Z Draft like that, because that's my home girl and she overseas, and I don't know what time it is over there, and she probably can't even call anyway. You know what I mean? So I ain't gonna do her like that. But everybody who want to come in here and be a man fan and protect Jokic, but afraid to call in and have the conversation, because we can put all that stuff to bed. You come in here with all your false narratives, and then we'll have a conversation about it, because I can't read everything that's in there. Hold on, what is this right here? But I assure you guys, like, you sure do a great job making some Serbs racist. I don't even know what that means, but you almost got blocked. But since I don't know what that means, I'm gonna take it as a sign of disrespect. I'm gonna take that as a sign of disrespect. You might want to kind of. All right. Let's talk about another game. Ain't no Jokic fans brave enough to call. Let's talk about another game. We'll get on the OKC game. We'll do that. That was a freaking blowout. Hey, I text my group chat. When that game came final, because we've been talking about SGA not playing fourth quarters all season and all of that stuff, right? I think he sat out like 16 fourth quarters because they blew everybody out. And so I screenshotted the score and how many minutes the SGA played. I think he ended up playing 29 minutes. So I'm quite sure he didn't play the fourth quarter. I ain't watched the game though. But I sent it to him. I said, SGA sat out another fourth quarter. SGA sat out another fourth quarter. All right, they lost 124-97, right? SGA was the leading scorer with 21 points. Just looking at everything, they couldn't hit a shot. I'm gonna look at their percentages, man. They really lost the game in the second and in the third quarter, but most of the second quarter, they got outscored 34-17 in the second quarter. And the Hornets was hot. They shot 51% from three. And that's what happened when you got shooters like Khan Kanupa, man. Like, I'm impressed by that kid. But they shot 51% from three, dog. And the Thunder shot 28%. So they weren't hitting their shot. And this is another thing that I've been kind of pissed off about OKC this season with their focus. Their first loss was to the Portland Trailblazers, and they had their game won by 20 points. They let them come back, so they lost focus. And this is something like that almost bit them in the playoffs, because I think it was 2, maybe 3 series, because they had home court advantage throughout the whole playoffs. It was 3 series that they lost game 1. I think they lost game 1 against Denver. They almost didn't get out of that series. They had to dig themselves out of the hole for that. And they lost game 1 in the finals against Indiana. I think it was just 2 series. It was Denver and Indiana. They lost game 1 in both of them. The folks, and then they'll wake up. But you're not always going to have second chances like that. So they really got some mental deep diving that they got to do. And then another way that you can tell they're not there all like they should be mentally is every now and then they just have games where they all were just missing free throws. And tonight was one of those nights, 66% from the free throw. Charlotte was 23 or 25, 92%. Right. I always feel like 25 to 30 assists is really good for a team. Right. If you hit that 25 assist mark for a team, I always give you a check mark. That's good. Charlotte had 25 assists tonight. OKC had 18. And then OKC got out rebounded, right? 52 to 33. Right. They turned Charlotte over 21 times. So they was doing what they supposed to do. They was getting their turnovers. They only turned it over 7 times, but they turned Charlotte over 21 times and still got beat like they stole something. And no one showed up. Not even the star, not even SGA. 21 points is not enough, and is not good on 21 shots. So he was off everywhere. 1 for 6 threes, 7 for 21 field goals. Just off. He didn't get no steals. Only 2 personal fouls. And I didn't see these last 2 games that they lost. But if he got pulled out in the fourth quarter like everybody's saying he did, not in the fourth quarter, but in the final moments of a last possession, because his defense was off, then yeah, he needs to be embarrassed like that. Pull him out, right? And that's as far as I go with my critique, because it all rolls downhill. If you get your superstar in line, it rolls downhill. So if the team ain't ready to play and the team not mentally there, is a disconnect with the superstar. Possibly the coach. The farthest I go is the co-star, but the co-star just came back Jalen Williams ain't even got his groove back yet. He ain't even playing at the All-Star level right now. Right. So yeah, that's as far as I go is SGA. And until I watch the game to see anything further. So yeah, so SGA got to get his stuff together. 100%. The Clippers beat the Warriors by 1. Here's what's up with the Warriors, y'all. It's over. I'm gonna say it again. It's over for the Warriors, y'all. It's over. Right? They're trying to hold on to something that can't be held no more. Like, I'm the type of dude, if the baby is ugly, I'm gonna call it ugly, especially if you ask me. So don't ask me nothing like that, because I'm gonna be honest. And the baby is ugly in Golden State. It's an ugly baby. I don't care what type of shoes or booties they got on, or what type of Shine John outfits you put on it. If the baby ugly, is ugly. Nose is big. The eyes are cocked like a pistol. Drooling out of the mouth. Always got boogers in his nose. Teeth growing in crooked. Lips big enough to cool a whole bowl of soup with one blow. It's an ugly baby in Golden State, and they just don't want to admit it. So, they trying to make a splash at the deadline once again, just like last year. Oh man, see if we can get Kevin Durant and trade for Kevin Durant. They wanted Kevin Durant last year. Kevin Durant vetoed the trade. Hell nah, I'm not going back over there. No, I'm not going back over there. Basically, what Kevin Durant said is, I'm not coming over there to save y'all again. Y'all didn't appreciate it the first time when I saved you. Y'all won a championship and then won 73 games and only lost 9 games that season, and you lost more than that in the playoffs. Like y'all went so downhill where people figured y'all out and figured Steph out to what a point everybody in the playoffs was giving y'all problems. It wasn't easy. Y'all lost. I think they lost. Of course, they lost 4 games in the finals because they lost the finals. So that's 4. They went 7 games with OKC. They had to come back from a 3-1 deficit. So they lost 3 to OKC. So that's 7 games. And then the series before that, they lost 2. So I think they swept the first round, lost 2 in the second round. I almost got put out by OKC and then lost in the finals. Right. So they almost lost the same amount of games in the playoffs that they lost in 82 games. Right. Just let that sink in. So people had their number. They figured them out. Draymond Green admitted to it. He said, man, people figured Steph out, and Steph didn't know, he had superpowers at that time. Kevin Durant came over there and saved them because they got whooped by the Cavs. Kyrie Irving was just phenomenal. LeBron was phenomenal. Whooped their ass, right? And they was going to go. I think what Golden State was a 1-ring team, and I think Steph was a 1-ring superstar. And if you see the pattern that everything has been going ever since, I guess, Kobe two-peated, Kobe. So when you think about post Shaq and Kobe, because Shaq and Kobe three-peated, Tim Duncan was getting rings, but Tim Duncan never repeated. I think he went to the finals back-to-back, but he never won it back-to-back. But, I think the only teams that was repeating were Shaq and Kobe after the Elijah Wan and the Jordan and stuff like that. Shaq and Kobe three-peated. Nobody else was able to do that until Miami Heat did it with the super team. They two-peated. But Shaq and Kobe definitely three-peated. And then Kobe two-peated on his own. Right? So Kobe was involved in three-peats and two-peats. LeBron was involved in the two-peat with a super team. The Boston Celtics never repeated. The Spurs never repeated. The Detroit Pistons never repeated. And then Dirk never repeated. Then you get to Golden State, and I think that was going to be one of those teams that never repeat. They got there twice, just like Detroit. Detroit got there twice. When Detroit had their run, they won one and they got there and lost to the Spurs the next year or the year after that, right? So it's not easy to repeat, but some teams are good enough where they can get there twice, but like it takes a lot to keep getting there. And I think Golden State was just going to fall victim to being a team that got there the second time and didn't win, and then they was going to fizzle out, and then they was going to break the team up eventually, right? So Kevin Durant coming to Golden State actually saved them from the fate that they were supposed to suffer. So actually what I think, which is crazy it's crazy how the universe works, because what Golden State did when they got back to the finals after Kevin Durant left, they was able to put everything together for another year, get back there, win one with Jordan Poole and Wiggins and all those guys, right? And what was supposed to happen the first time actually happened the second time. It was like if y'all ever watched Final Destination, and you know the premise of Final Destination is everybody on the airplane was supposed to die, right? And some people live, and Death felt like, oh, y'all cheated me. So now Death is coming back to try to give them the death that they were supposed to get on the airplane. So I think, in my opinion, the Golden State Warriors was like Final Destination that first time. They were supposed to get that one ring and then die. Just like all the other franchises, Detroit, Boston, they just got their one ring. You know, even now, the Bucks got that one. Dallas with Dirk got that one. Jokic with Denver got that one. We go see if SGA get one and be done. But that was supposed to that's the death that they were supposed to naturally have. And when Kevin Durant joined them, that wasn't supposed to happen. They cheated their death. So the universe tried to make it right by getting KD out of there, and then they redid it. Golden State got that one ring, and then this is the death, and it looks horrible. Like the way they died looks horrible. This was supposed to happen before Kevin Durant joined. They were supposed to die years ago, and they're dying now, and there's nothing that they could do to fix it. They're trying to save it. They brought in Jimmy Butler. They doing everything. They done brought in Chris Paul, Jimmy Butler. They done brought everybody in. Nobody. They even tried to get KD back. It's not going to work. It's over. And y'all even older now. It's over, dog. And they just trying. And Steve Kerr just like, bruh. And I'm gonna be honest with you. This shit is sweet to watch, dog. It's sweet. I had a Danish muffin today, cheesecake style. Watching Golden State go down this way, it was sweeter than that cheesecake Danish, dog. It's sweeter than that. Like this is sweet, dog. I love this sweet science. I love it. I love it by the pound. The way it's going, just to see Draymond's face. I love it, dog. I love it. All these games he getting kicked out of, man, it'd be poetic justice if the last game determined. I want the Golden State Warriors to be in the play-in. I want them to be in the play-in, and I want the game that they need to get in the playoffs. I want them to lose it, and I want Draymond Green to get into it with somebody bigger than him, and he gets knocked out in the public like Jordan Poole was knocked out. Like, I want Draymond to go to sleep. I want him to go to sleep on national television, and they lose the game like a heartbreaker. I want them to lose a game. Steph hitting a 3-pointer from half court to win it, and then they go to the replay and see the ball was still in his hands when it hit triple zeros. It's over. No playoffs, dog. That's how poetic justice. And I want Jordan Poole to be at the game. You know, Draymond Green took another shot at Jordan Poole this week on this podcast because he was talking about the fight that Grand Theft Alvarado got into it with Williams from Phoenix, and he stole off on that dude. I don't know how him at 6 foot reached that 7 footer and got chin. He stole off, nice little punch. And he said that while it was going through the scuffle, Jordan Poole was behind him, and you see it. Jordan Poole looked at it and he made a face like, "Oh shoot," but he didn't really do nothing. This dude go try to clown him for that. It was like, man, what kind of teammate you just doing? And, you know, it's just, I mean, come on, dog. Like he taking shot. Like Jeremiah Green, one of the most despicable athletes I've ever watched, man. Like, how can you like that dude? I don't even know. I really don't know, dog. But yeah, it's over for Golden State. They lost again. They playing 500 basketball, and they got one of the highest paid rosters in the NBA. And these boys can't even, and they still got Kuminga bench. I want them to trade Kuminga like yesterday. I'm so sick of it. And I want him to do exactly what Michael Porter Jr. doing in Brooklyn. I want him to just daggone go somewhere that somebody just really believe in him and let him rock. And they just regret it, and it just made Steve Kerr look horrible. I mean, that's what I want. I don't want no success. Then we talk about the Rockets and the Suns, man. The Suns come visit the Rockets, and the Rockets get a game winner for KD, which is crazy. I just told you the universe working in mysterious ways. OKC get beat on the buzzer beater by Devin Booker on the buzzer 3-pointer to beat them last night. Then they come to Houston and they want to play spoiler in Houston. And had, you know, it's almost like it's a reunion game between Kevin Durant and Phoenix, and it was hard fought. And Kevin Durant hits the game winner, which was a 3-pointer, almost from the same spot that Devin Booker hit his from. He hits a 3-pointer to win the game, and then all the Phoenix fans that was heckling him. That, I mean, that was in Houston, but Phoenix they had a crowd that traveled. He told them to go home. Bye-bye. You know, no Afran Sengun, old 36, 37-year-old Kevin Durant out there still hitting game winners and leading the team. That's a phenomenal thing, man. But good basketball tonight for sure. Boston blew somebody out. Detroit blew out New York. You know, Cade Cunningham and Jaylen Brown is, you know, trying to make that case for MVP. Jaylen Brown got a long way to come. Like, he just had he had a bad shooting night tonight, 14 points, and shot horribly after dropping 50 and averaging 30 for the whole month of December. So I thought that was interesting. But a whole bunch of good games, interesting stuff, man. Charlotte the blowout. I mean, OKC got a lot of stuff to figure out. And then, just like I said at the beginning of this stream, man, Denver Nuggets, dog. Shout out to them boys for coming out here and playing like that, man, for real. I'm going to get into some of these comments before I end the stream. Let's see how the Nuggets will do in 2027-28 when Jokic leaves to wherever and Luka follows him a year later. Oh, my God, bruh. Woo! Hey, I would love to see that. You talking about a defense being 32nd in the league, boy. You just think about, listen, I want you to think about a Luka that's 2 years older than what he is now. So Luka 2 years from now, right? He in his prime getting cooked and can't stay in front of nobody. I want you to think of him 2 years from now. So we got Luka Vandross. You know he gonna be double chin Luka by 2027-28. If you think he gonna keep this weight off of him, you got another thing coming. Just go and look at the history of Luther Vandross or Oprah. They always gain their weight back. Because when you got a fat soul, I don't care how much Ozempic you use or how much Slim Slow or Slim Fast you use, that fat coming back like cooked crack. It always come back, baby. You can't put them pork rinds down forever. And you got another off season this. Oh my goodness. You already got paid and got your money. This off season is on like Donkey Kong. You think that boy ain't gonna be eating daggone cow meat and freaking donkey meat and pig, and he eating half the hog, eating the king's meat, eating raw steak. You already know what it is this summer. So 2 years from now, big Luther Vandross, you get him on the court, age 28, 29, 30, trying to stay in front of somebody like SGA or Jamal Murray or Brunson, like just any point guard, Kyrie. Just think about any point. Think about the point guard of Edge Cone, Tyrese Maxey. Oh my God, Bronny James will blow by this dude. So you get that Luka who can't keep nobody in front of him. Then the guy that blows by him like the wind gets to get in the paint against Jokic, who can't jump over a phone book. If Luka and Jokic get on the same team together, I guarantee you they will set a record on how many points they allow. That's a good one, dog. Yes. Let Jokic go and join Luka somewhere. Let him go to LA. I would love to see that one, dog. Golly. Boy, y'all was insane. Y'all was insane. This, you MAGA. If you want them to, if you want to, because I don't even understand why you would want to put them two together unless you was MAGA. Like, that's the only reason why you would even want to do that. Like, why would you want to put them together, man? They would concede 200 points, like an all-star game. You boy, I'm telling you, man. Boy. Man, you insane, dog. If you want that to happen. Luka is in his prime now. 5 years from now, it's over for Luka. Imagine Luka defense 5 years from now. Yeah, I'm imagining it, brother. I'm trying to. You have fat brain cells and thank God are still alive. No question mark. Boy, I almost went to sleep reading it. I almost went to sleep reading that, boy. I don't know what you talking about. Zoe, what's up, man? Dub's been my team because I've been a Curry fan since Davidson, but I've been tired of Dre Shrek for years now, and Steph plays. Plus, the Dubs won't stand up. Yeah, Steph. Man, Steph was man. If y'all listened to my podcast 3 years ago, when I first started, man, I was all about Steph and Golden State. Man, I really love the way they played basketball. I love the defense was a focal point of their formula. I loved everything about what was going on with Golden State, man. And Steph was my dude. Steph been my dude since Davidson as well. Me and my son was at the game in Charlotte. In Bobcats Arena when he played the Wolfpack, and I think that was the game. I think LeBron was in the front row that game as well. Steph went off, right? But I think that might have been one of his first big schools that he played his junior year, and he was stacking the arena, so they put it in the Bobcats Arena. Yeah, dude was cold, and I was on Steph when he was a freshman, before everybody found out about him. You know what I mean? Because they had one of his highlights on ESPN, and I looked and was like, Steph Curry. And I was like, is that Dale's son? And I had to look it up, and sure enough, it was Dale's son. And ever since then, I was on it. But over the years, like you said, him enabling Draymond and seeing how him as a leader allowed so many people in his team to be treated like, letting them treat Kevin Durant the way they treated him, and Jordan Poole, and just a lot of, even Wiggins, man. Like, people weren't treated right there on Steph watch, and Draymond Green and Steve Kerr is the catalyst for it. Now, I don't expect you to stand up to your coach, but letting Draymond Green run amok is just a freaking disgusting turnoff to me, man, as far as me supporting you as a player. But I don't say or do anything unfair about Steph. You know, I still cover him honestly, you know, and objectively, but I'm just honest about it. I don't think he's a good leader. And I think a lot of people just get mesmerized in the nostalgia. And I just have to remind them it's just green eyes. That's all it is. Like, you know, you ain't gotta I mean, he ain't Prince. You know what I mean? So man, don't be reading half my sleep typos. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, you know, but but for real, Steph got a lot of people fooled, man. Steph, I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. You just got to not be a man fan. You know, being a man fan. Shay J, you calling the wrong number. Shay J, you calling the wrong number. I can put the number back on. I'll put the number back up. I'll take some phone calls before I end it. Shay J, the number is on the screen. Nino said he want to call in and say something. Yeah, you can call in, Nino. I'll take about 3 phone calls before I end it. And what you guys didn't know, lots of Denver fans, including me. Shay J, you calling the wrong number, baby girl. The number is on the screen, Shay J. Shay J, 442-288-9352. That's the number on the screen. Denver fans, including me, was saying Jalen not Jada Pinkett, it's Jalen Pickett need more playing time. No, what y'all said is that Jokic don't have no bench and he don't have no help and can't nobody create his own shot. Don't try to hindsight this. I don't remember saying no. Like, if I don't remember nobody saying, no, that's not true. Jokic do have help. I've never seen a Denver fan say that. Every time y'all lose, this is what I want to know. Tell me what loss is on Jokic. Tell me what loss y'all have ever had as Denver where Jokic's defense or his stat pattern ways lost y'all the game. Because if you can't think of a game that Jokic lost for y'all, then that means he's a perfect basketball player. And I honestly think y'all think that he's perfect because I've never heard any critique. Jokic fan, call or put in the comments. Recall a game where Jokic lost it for y'all. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end the stream. We ain't getting no calls. He said ain't no fan, just asking. Denver, here we go. Denver didn't have a bench last season. We do now. Bruh, Pickett was on y'all bench last season, dog. So was Westbrook. I mean, y'all just making excuses, dog. Y'all just making excuses. It's disgusting too. What's up, caller?
Hey, Mia.
What's up?
I got a theory on Luka.
What's up? Go ahead. Can you hear me?
Luka need his own team, bro.
Okay.
He need 4 guys, all defense. And that's the only way it's gonna work, in my opinion.
Has he ever had that before?
I mean, people say Kyrie attempt to play defense, and he had the back line in Dallas. I mean, and he can take as many shots he wants to.
So yes or no? Has what you saying Luka needs? Has he ever had it?
I say no.
You say no? Okay. So here's the issue with that. You said 4 guys that plays defense. All right, so let's play that game. Give me the first guy that he needs. All right, so Luka wants to play point guard and be the point guard, so he's the point guard. So give me the shooting guard. That's perfect. Now, how good of a defender did he need to be? Do we need to pick a guy off the defensive the all defensive team?
Well, he gonna need one of those for sure.
Okay, so he gonna need somebody off the all defensive team. So let me pull up the all defensive team. NBA all defensive team.
We gotta build him a team here.
Yeah, we about to build him a squad right now. All right, all defensive team. The all defensive team last year. All right. Dyson Daniels. Do you want him as your shooting guard?
He can play with Daniels. He can play with Daniels.
All right, so Luka Doncic. I'm writing this down. Luka and Dyson Daniels as the backcourt. All right. Now, small forward.
Realistically, you can't get rid of everybody. So we'll leave him with Rui. We'll keep Rui at the 3.
Okay, so Rui is the 3. All right, next.
That Brian gotta go. You know, I'm a Brian guy now, but Brian Luka ain't gonna get it. Who can we give him realistically? The Giannis blown out. He need Giannis.
Giannis
blown out.
Sheesh. All right,
Giannis blown out. He needs Giannis, but I ain't gonna give him Giannis though.
You not? Okay.
I mean, we gotta be realistic.
I mean, we already being unrealistic right now.
How we gonna leave? I mean, they Brian down us this year, I believe.
So,
you know.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but like, I hate when we talk about a superstar, and then when the superstar can't get it done, we always talk about how he needs the perfect team, the perfect bench, and the perfect circumstances. I
mean, we in uncharted territory, man.
Yeah,
this guy here, we ain't never seen a superstar don't play defense.
Yeah, but the better the player, the less that you need to put around him in order for him to win. Like you don't want to give him nothing. But if you think about Michael Jordan, he had Scottie Pippen, and Scottie Pippen was only giving him 18 points a game.
Hey, Mel, did me know now. Luka, Michael. Listen, I'm not no.
All right,
I'm not one of them guys.
Well, okay, so that we got to start being honest with ourselves and start, explaining to people that if we start trying to fit this equation and compare it to a Michael Jordan standard, and the equation don't solve outright, then there's something wrong with the equation. So now we need to go back and say, okay, do we actually really have a superstar with Luka, or is he just an all-star?
I'm not a Luka guy. I say all-star honestly too.
I think so too. I think he's an all-star.
I don't know. Like he's slow to me, which I'm not against it. He like Paul Pierce a little bit. Well, Paul Pierce like a real superstar. He ain't better than Paul Pierce to me, honestly. I
don't think he's better than Turkoglu.
But I ain't gonna talk no. Ooh. I think Turkoglu was a bucket though. Played a little deep.
Turkoglu was like
so
that.
You ain't.
Yeah.
Ain't crazy. If you know basketball, you ain't crazy. I tell you that.
Yeah,
and they talking about trading for Ant Edwards.
Oh man,
nobody give up Ant for no.
Bro, the Lakers. Hey, the Lakers would do that trade in a heartbeat.
Yeah, everybody. Dallas would do. I think the only reason why the Lakers gave up AD because he don't play, and they know they know something where he injured.
Mm-hmm.
Man, healthy AD and Luka, that shit ain't close to me.
No.
But we gotta get. I'm saying They said they called me a Brown guy. Now they know I like Brown. I'm a Brown fan. But I do agree. Is Luka the young one they building around? He can't be out there with Brown. Bro, Brown ain't playing no D in no regular season. He play D. A little bit of deep time. Brian ain't playing no D. He shouldn't be out there either with that bull joint.
Brian not gonna play no D with this roster period because he know Luka ain't gonna play.
Because he don't like. Hey, look. Nah. Hey man, we know Brian don't like how Luka plays. Hey, we know that.
I don't think. Yeah, shit, I don't think he does at all, man. He ain't impressed. He gonna pretend like he is.
He like AR, and he like a white boy. He like Reveal. He don't mind Rui either, but he don't like the way Luka play now. That's why he like Kyrie so much. Kyrie was smart. But Luka, I'm just saying, I give people credit. Luka need his own team. And they need to build all the way around him. If he ain't gonna play no decent, they gonna have to get them guys burning them out of there, man.
He gonna have to play D, don't he? No, he got to. Like we can't just.
He ain't gonna win.
We just can't factor that in and say, all right, since Luka's so bad at D, you don't have to play it, man. You know what I mean? That's like when I tell my kids to wash dishes. And they do a horrible job thinking I'm gonna stop asking them to wash this. Nah, I'm gonna make it worse for you. I'm gonna stand over your shoulder while you wash them. You know what I mean? I'm gonna come in.
But have we ever seen a superstar that just won't play like a young super? Now he look like 27. So a prime superstar. We talking about Kobe, MJ, bro. We ain't even talking about them guys that we the teammate play better. We talking about like teammate now to me. We ain't talking about Bron, Kobe.
I mean, I think
and SGA. We ain't talking about them.
Well, honestly, all the Europeans that came over here had a bad stigma about them, about either not playing D or not being able to play D. So, you know, Tony Kukoc had that stigma.
Steve Nash. But Steve Nash.
I wouldn't even call. I mean, I wouldn't even call Canada. I wouldn't. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say. But I'm talking about before Nash. Like, you know, Kukoc was like that. Dino Roger, Vlade Divac, you know, all of those guys.
Divac, I remember Divac.
Yeah, especially the big men, because people like David Robinson, Hakeem, Shaq, they was punishing dudes down low. They used to love for a foreigner to come. That's why Shaq they signed Shaq and Yao Ming up for, I think, game 1 when he first got to the league. Shaq was trying to put Yao Ming in the rim every time he got the ball. You know what I mean? Yes. So we always called them soft and they couldn't play defense, and they always had to come over here and show that they could compete. And I think Dirk.
But you still ain't answered my question though, man. You must ain't got an answer.
Oh, what's the question?
Superstar guard that don't. I mean, now we ain't saying don't play D. Like, we know he can play it when he get ready. We don't even know really if Luka can play D for a whole game. We know he'll move his feet in one position.
I mean, I think we got the answer though. I think we do know. I think the answer is no.
I don't remember them.
Yeah, I don't think he can play no defense for a whole game. Not no whole game. I don't think it's in his. He can't do it, dog. It's, you know, he can't do it. It's
do you see how they play? Do you see? But now, do you see? Okay, now see, you know real basketball. This is why I like to talk. You know, playoff basketball different from the regular season, rightfully so. When you put a guy up there, and it happened regular season this year. When you put a guy up there to press the ball, when Luka bringing the ball down, his offense get real ineffective.
Yeah, that's true. I call it the casting couch. They put him on that casting couch.
I ain't hard on him as you, but
nah, they put him on that hey, when the playoffs start, they be putting Luka on that casting couch, boy. That's what the defense look like, boy. It's harassing. It's menacing. You know what I mean? It's ferocious. You know what I mean?
They pick him up 94 feet.
Oh yeah.
Why he don't get off the ball and then what would? I think you need to watch more Paul Pierce. Like, learn to work from that block. Every superstar done had to go to that block and face that block that we know that won the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Even SGA, and when SGA shot ain't falling, he ain't going step back 3. He going mid range.
That's a fact.
I think Anthony Edwards need to do more of that too.
That's a fact.
When Bron got that there against Dallas, the next year he come back. He wasn't there on that block.
He was on that block. He was on that block for 4 games. LeBron do a lot of stuff for show, and he do it for TV. Just like when everybody said, "Oh man, Luka and Austin Reeves balling together." When LeBron come back, he gonna mess it up. What he do? He came back.
He did it. He did it right.
Yeah, he came back for 2 games and was like, "Told y'all I can play with that and what happened? He forced the ball right back." Bro, he yeah. When they lost to Dallas and everybody said LeBron needs to learn how to play off the ball and play in the post,
He took KD to the block.
No, man. That dude went and worked out with Hakeem for 35 minutes and recorded all 35 minutes of him and put it out in 2-minute clips like he was out there actually working. And then played in the post for like the first 2 games of the season and then went right back to the top of the key high screening roll.
Well, the regular season different. I'm talking about in the finals. He took KD to the block now.
I don't remember that.
He did know KD. I said,
I don't remember none of that.
He was working from the block on KD. That's what he was getting the bucket. Layup.
I don't remember that.
He was getting it. Now he went regular season. Now he was back out there on the place. Now it wasn't. Now see, this is what you've seen. It was more big manish. He was getting it, going to the cup. He wasn't doing the Kobe fadeaways like you like. That ain't what I'm saying. He wasn't working on the block, still back mid range. I ain't say that now. I said he was working from the block, but Brown was going and driving. Anthony Edwards can work from the. He got enough touch to do the. He got enough touch to do the Kobe. The step, jab, step. Working with the fadeaways. He could do that, but step back threes and shit like him and Luka doing. I don't think they're gonna win with that shit there, man. I don't know.
No, they not. They not. Really? But hey, I guess it'd be fun to watch. When is LeBron's farewell tour, man? He need to go ahead and announce that this year.
Man, we done after this. Man, we done this year.
Well, he need to go ahead and he need to go ahead and let people know so we can get the parade ready.
We don't want no parade.
Yeah, he just go fade to black.
We don't know how we did the people, man. We ain't killing those love. Like,
I hear you.
Brown a weird guy, man.
Nah, for real. I hear you.
All right, though, man.
All right, man.
Hold it down, man.
All right, thanks for the call. Yep. All right, Shay J, you can call in. Let me get this super chat. Wolfio said, and thanks for the super chat, brother. I miss when superstars carried the team, not the other way around. Facts. The team. Caller from Illinois, what's up?
This is Shay J.
I know it is.
How you doing?
Long time no hear. What's up?
I've been just taking care of my business, and I've been watching from afar. And
I ain't saying not one comment. I ain't saying not one comment. You ain't watching. You ain't supporting no more.
No, I support you in spirit, and I hope your daughter's channel is doing well.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I was on that night when you supported your daughter, remember?
Yeah.
It was a few months ago.
Yeah, that was probably the last time you was on.
So, I'm family. No, it wasn't. Stop that. So I just want to start with this. When you said that joke about when you make your kids wash dishes, I did that to my parents. That was the worst dishwashing ever in the house.
Yeah.
And my dad said she can't wash dishes no more.
Yeah.
You from the South. Like he was like, she can't work. She can't do that.
Mm-mm.
But anyway, I'm gonna change it a little bit, and this really is part of your transition. The all-star voting. I don't know if you talked about it. I was visiting my parents for the past 2 weeks. I just got home 2 days ago. Adam Silver is gonna find a way to make LeBron play on that team. And I just want you to share what you think may happen or will happen or just speculate. Because there's no way that Adam Silver is not going to let LeBron not play.
I agree. So what I think is going to happen is I think when the next results come out, because that was the first installment. When the next installment of the votes come out, I think LeBron will either have enough votes, maybe,
but
or
from who? It'll be the coaches, because the fans is done, from my understanding.
Is the fans done? I don't think the fans done. I think
done. It was done over the weekend because I was watching it, and he was 15. I was with my parents. I said, "Oh my God, LeBron dropped to 15 at that point."
Oh, okay.
I believe it's true.
Well, I think. I think the coaches that do the right thing in the media. I think they'll vote him in. He gonna be an all-star. But even if he's not, I think there was special circumstances around Wade getting his last all-star and maybe Kobe as well. So I think you're right. I think Adam Silver will probably exercise that possibility. He's gonna be
his option.
Yeah. He's gonna be an all-star. He's gonna be. But here's the thing, though. Maybe Adam Silver don't do that favor for him because he been talking so bad about the All-Star weekend, like he don't want to do it.
He didn't play last year. Remember the day of the All-Star game? He said, "I'm not playing tonight," and I actually watched that year. And I don't watch the All-Star game anymore. I don't.
Don't nobody want to watch it anyway. You know what I mean? They might tune in to see the new format this year. But I predict that new format gonna be trash. You know what I mean? I don't know how Adam Silver was convinced to do USA versus World, but who's interested in that?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Well, some of the people commenting are the people from Europe.
I don't know why.
You got a lot of Europeans on here tonight, which is good. I mean, that's cool.
I mean, we did USA versus the World during the Olympics.
I know. Yeah, that is true. But there's some Serbians in here tonight, and
it is. Yeah,
I don't know. They're getting a little touched.
Yeah, they supporting their countrymen, man. They love their Jokic, man. But I always tell them, man, he not gonna let y'all clap. So I don't know why y'all doing that.
Yes. So we'll just watch out for this All-Star voting, stuff in the ballot, or whatever they're gonna do to make LeBron. But I don't think he should be a starter. I'm just going to end with that.
Right.
And people say what they want to say. He should not be a starter.
He's not going to be a starter. And even if he is, he might sit.
But he does not want to come off the bench. That's the thing. Well, he's going to come off the bench.
We about to find out.
I mean, what's going to happen? Like, Adam Silver's going to do something shiesty. I'm just saying. Let's wait for it. Think about it. Something's about to happen.
Yeah, I agree with you. We're about to find out soon, though.
We're about to find out soon.
Yeah.
All right. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you,
tonight, and I'll chat with you soon.
All right, no doubt. All right, peace. Let me get a caller from Serbia. This cat said, if Jokic stat pads, how come I literally never once seen him fight teammates for rebounds, even when he's on a triple-double? Shipmate. Rebounds is not how Jokic stat pads. He's a center. So he's supposed to get rebounds. Nobody's trying to steal Jokic's rebounds. Nobody steals a big man's rebounds unless they Westbrook playing for the OKC Thunder and he's taking them from Adams. But nobody's going to take his rebounds. So he's going to get 10 rebounds a game. He's going to get 10 points a game. So he's already got points and rebounds in the bag. The only way he stat pads is by hunting assists. He plays a style where he's a point guard. That's automatically stat padding. He don't have to steal the assist. Just the fact that he plays point guard is stat padding. Right? Russell Westbrook played point guard, so assists came naturally for his position. So he didn't have to hunt assists that often. And he was the primary scorer, so he's going to get 10 points. So he had to hunt rebounds because he's a guard. So he had to leave his guard position and come in a world where he's not supposed to be at to steal rebounds from Steven Adams. So Westbrook would hunt rebounds for his stat pad and his triple doubles, but Jokic hunts assists. All right, man. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Boy, these people are some egg-headed people, boy. X-Man is right. He planted a system and inflate his stats, and he's nerfing his teammates, dimming the light of his teammates. That is absolutely correct. As we can see, they don't have to play like that. I tell you again, the example for this narcissist offense, this stat padding offense, this self-serving triple-double basketball, if you really want to win ball games, if you look at how good Jokic is as a scorer and a post player, and you look at how good Tim Duncan was, and you look at how good Duncan was as a rebounder and how good Jokic is as a rebounder, the difference between Duncan and Jokic is that instead of hunting assists, Duncan his Duncan decided to be a really good defender. So I'm going to score in the post. I'm going to rebound. The third thing I'm going to add to my toolbox is shot blocking and defending. I'm going to defend at a high level. Jokic is going to score. He's going to rebound. The third thing he decided to add was assists. And I'm like, dude, why not be a good defender and then let your point guard get the assist? Because that's what Tim Duncan did. He said, I'm concentrating on scoring. I don't want the responsibility to facilitate because I got Tony Parker or I got Avery Johnson. Avery Johnson wasn't in the All-Star, but he was a pure point guard. So I relied on Avery Johnson to run point. Why would Tim Duncan want to get point guard level assists? Just because. So Jokic is going down the path and he comes to a fork in the road and he see a path for more rings, which means he's got to not be a facilitator and let his point guard do it, but he see a path for more stats. And he decided to go to the path that had the most stats. When you look at Tim Duncan's stats, man, that dude, I think his career average is like 19 points, dog. He ain't care nothing about no assists either. Let me look at Tim Duncan. Let me look him up. Let me look at Tim Duncan. This dude probably averaged like daggone. Tim Duncan. So before we even read off his stats, Tim Duncan is regarded as the best power forward of all time. He got 5 rings. He could have had 6 if it wasn't for Ray Allen. Best point guard of all time. He went to the finals 7 times, got 5 rings out of it. The best power forward of all time. And his stats don't jump off the page at you. 19 points on the dot for his career. 10.8 rebounds and 3 assists. And you ask yourself, why are we considering him the best point guard of all time? Because someone's going to look at this 20 years from now and look at the stats and say 19, 11, and 3. And that's the best power forward ever. And they've never seen Tim Duncan play like we've seen it. And how much he won. You know what I mean? This is a 5-time champs, 15 times all defensive team. He was a great defender almost his entire career, 15 times on the all defensive team. Nobody else got more than that many except like maybe Kobe and Jordan. All defensive team 15 times, only 2 MVPs. You get what I'm saying? But he's considered the best power forward of all time. Stats don't jump off the page. So what really happens is Tim Duncan has all the ability in the world. Tim Duncan, if he wanted to average 30 for his whole career, he probably could have. But that's not what it's all about. Like his highest average was 26 points, 25 points. That's the year he got MVP. That's his first MVP in 2001, 2002. He averaged 25 and 25.5 and 9.4 rebounds. Like it don't take all of those. I mean, I'm sorry, 12.7 rebounds, 13 rebounds. So 26 points, 13 rebounds, and where is his blocks at? Almost 3 blocks. I mean, come on, dog. They won a lot of ball games, and he played defense and offense. He was defensive first team and all NBA. You can't beat that. All NBA and defensive first team, 25 and 13, MVP. But Jokic went the stat route. I want the stats. I want the triple doubles. He could have got the rings. If he the best player, like he wasting his prime by trying to get triple double, but he chose stats. Like it's a fork in the road, and you can't do both. You gotta choose. You want the stats or you want the rings? He chose the stats. That's his fault. All right. Stats is overrated. Tim Duncan highlights this fact. Tim is the best power forward in history, but has the worst stats in NBA. Yeah, his stats ain't all that. It ain't all that spectacular, dog. But when you look at Jokic stats, you be like, oh my God, triple double. He averaged a triple double, and you go see one ring. By the time he retired, you go see one ring. Right? Jokic stat pads, assists instead of dropping way more 40, 50, 60-point games and trying to win the scoring title, all of which he can do with ease. Well, he should do that. Because when you're the best scorer, why the hell wouldn't you be trying to score? You get what I'm saying? Like, he's trying to do too many things. He's trying, listen, he's got two hands, and you can put scoring and defending in these hands. And he was like, nah, let me go scoring and assist. I ain't gonna worry about the defense. Why not concentrate on scoring? You have a point guard. He should be trying to go get 40 points. Why not? Why wouldn't he? Or maybe not. Do what Tim Duncan did. Go get 25. Go concentrate on scoring. Get your 25, and then put that energy that you know, because if you're doing the scoring and the facilitating, that means you got to be involved in more plays on the offense than you should be, and that takes energy that you could be spending on the defensive end. Like, you have to like some of these guys are actually resting on defense. You supposed to be the putting and spending the most energy on the court on the defensive end. The offensive end should be where you can chill, because you got 5 people working together to get 2 points. But they don't do that in Denver. They get the ball to one guy, and you got one guy operating everything, and I'm gonna get this assist. They running real backwards. Caller from Texas, what's up?
What's up, brother, man?
What's good, man? What's your thoughts?
Hey, I'm just here to play the role as the choir. Say amen. These jokers here, boy, they don't get it. Like, I mean, I love how you brought up Tim Duncan. And like I said, if you like you said, if you just looked at his stats, that doesn't tell you the story. It doesn't tell you that he was in the greatest power forward era ever, toughest, and it was in the toughest division, the toughest conference, the West, at the time that this was happening. So he wasn't doing this when centers and forward play, post play was weak, like now. Soft and charming. That's not what it was like then. He was having to go against Dirk. He was having to go against Garnett.
Mm-hmm. Weber.
Weber.
Rasheed.
Rasheed.
Tim Duncan.
In the East, you had the Nets.
Kenyon Martin. Still had Karl Malone. You had Nate.
Beasts.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he guarded Shaq. And he guarded
everywhere.
Shaq. Yeah.
Thank you. So you had thank you. And then you had Shaq. And others, actually. I mean, it wasn't the best centers, but Shaq was still there. Okay? What do you got now? The fact that he's able to do the things he's doing tells you everything like you said, if you can score, that's how the game is determined whether or not you win or not. Mm-hmm. Who has the most points? So I've never seen a scoreboard that says it's a tie game, but you got more assists, so you win. So I never heard that one.
Never heard that one either.
I never seen that happen, right? So that ain't the point. The point is to have more points than the other team, mm-hmm. and to stop the other team from scoring points.
Correct.
That's the other part. That's the other side of the game, which he doesn't seem to have any issue to do with. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to tell the story of Tim Duncan, you got to look at how did other people fare against him,
mm-hmm.
and there you're going to start to see averages drop.
Mm-hmm.
There you're going to see people with problems. There you're going to see people getting in foul trouble. You're going to see all kinds of problems because of who and what he did. And he's not even the only one. People forget how good Chris Webber, just because he didn't win, people forget how good he could run the floor. And quite frankly, he could bounce the ball if he needed to. So let's not, I mean, like this whole idea was he didn't do it because that wasn't his job. But think about Chris Webber. He's got handles. Okay. How much slower would the game have been if it was him bringing the ball up versus Jason Williams, or Mike Bibby,
and Chris Webber passes the ball just as good as Jokic, if not better, and handles the ball better 100%.
Yes.
So if he wanted to play like Giannis or Jokic, he could have.
Right, he could have, but they weren't allowed. They weren't allowed to because again, everybody's job. Their paychecks were determined on doing their job. When Steven Adams let Westbrook get all them rebounds, he messed up. For the center, union, they should have gave him a letter.
They should have. Hey, dude, yeah, you got to pull him. You got
money right now.
You got to pull him in the office and be like, look, you know what I mean? Look, I'm gonna tell you this story right here. When I was in the military, I used to work at the Cal Lab. We calibrated, we calibrated
calibrations,
test instrument, right?
Test equipment, yeah.
But it was half military, half civilian, and the civilians that worked there, it was this old man named Mr. Bush. He'd been working there for like 20 years, and Mr. Bush,
an institution in and of himself.
Yeah, Mr. Bush, he'll grab a piece of equipment. He'll look it up on the computer. He'll get the paperwork, and then he'll get the scraping the stickers off of it real slow, putting alcohol on it to get the adhesive off and stuff like that. He moved real slow, and while he's doing that real slow, I'm over there because as soon as the military finished doing 8 hours worth of gear, like let's say each meter it take an hour to do. So if you do 8 of them in 2 hours. You've done 8 hours of work and you can go home. So right. The military was working different. The military was in there, boom, 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 working really fast. Mr. Bush was working really slow. And I was like, why do Mr. Bush work like that, man? Why did he work so slow? And then it dawned on me, they had a different operation than us because once like all the gear that comes in, we got I think 15 days to get it done. And then once the gear starts piling up on the shelf and it looked like we're not going to meet our 15-day deadline, the civilians get overtime. Now they can do more than 8 hours worth of work, right? And I never forget, I tried to do 2 days worth of work in 1 day so I can get off the next day. So I was like, I'm going to do 16 hours today. So I'm going to do 16 meters instead of 8, and Mr. Bush went off on me. He said, "You doing? You said you taking my fucking overtime. You doing my job. Right. You can't do my job. You doing my job. Do your 8 and go home, and leave the rest of them on the shelf so I can get my overtime later on. Right? Don't overstep your boundaries and do my job. And that's the pride you're supposed to have in the NBA. A big man's supposed to look at a guard coming to grab his rebound like you're grabbing my money because I get paid to rebound. Steven Adams don't get paid to score. He get paid to rebound, right?
And play defense.
Exactly. And a point guard gets paid to distribute the basketball, but Jokic want to do it and Murray can't get it. So why he's taking money out of Murray's hand because Murray ain't never made no all-star because he can't get more than 7 assists because Jokic getting all of them.
Exactly.
So he taking money out of Murray's hand.
Yep.
All those teams, like Michael Porter Jr., he about to get more money because he gonna make All-Star this year. He couldn't get that in Denver. No All-Star. His legacy, Jack.
What's the difference?
The difference is he ain't got no daggone stat pad on this squad no more.
Thank you. See, that's the thing. Like people, and again, I was electronic maintenance in the military too. And when we used to have to fill out those forms, I didn't work calibrations, but I worked, like when we worked on something. Every little thing we did, there's a time assigned to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you did it in 15 minutes, it said 30 minutes, you put 0.5.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't matter. See, that's like I said, you got taught a lesson because we're getting paid no matter what in the military.
Correct.
Same thing.
Yep.
If you bust your ass, you're getting paid the same amount of money at the end of the month. You ain't getting extra. I had to go through the same thing. They're like, hold on. Now we moved at a faster pace than the civilians, but there was a line between what we did and what they did. Right? We were more direct line, and they were a general above us. Right? They were a level before us in support. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We didn't break seals unless it was an emergency. They were the ones who broke seals and went inside the components. You feel what I'm saying? We understand each other. Point I'm making is, and I think you're making the same thing. It's like these people that they're sitting here going, this guy is so great. And all we're saying is, look, I don't have a problem with greatness. I really don't. All I'm saying is, if I put this dude in the toughest era, playing where he's at his position, trying to do what he's trying to do, there is no way in the world he's gonna keep doing it. There is no way Gary Payton is letting the center bring a ball across half court. There is no world where that's happening.
No, not by
he ain't the only one.
Not by design. If that was if that was an off schedule play, if that was an off schedule play, you just got a rebound and went coast to coast once or twice in the game. Okay, cool.
But you ain't sitting there waiting for the inbound.
No,
you might be the guy throwing the ball in, but you ain't gonna be the person just as part of their offense. You just bring the ball up.
No, that's not happening. Yeah, I don't even operate like that. That feel like something that's out of order, and I don't like stuff that's out of order. I like order.
I mean, it's not even just Gary Payton. Stockton would have, man. See, and that's another thing. People might think I'm being, a certain kind of way. I'm just telling you, Stockton was a bad boy. When it came to defense, he was hard nosed.
Oh yeah,
like he cheated.
Yeah,
he cheated within the bounds of the rules. Yeah, he cheated. All of them did.
Absolutely.
Right. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. But I'm gonna tell you, like there was no way they were gonna sit there and let a big man do that.
No, because
they didn't let big men do that. Like I said, you got a breakaway. That's a different situation. But you just say, "Oh, Shaq's bringing the ball up for Orlando." Okay, but again, like we've been saying, it would first been somebody on your own team. What are you doing? That's not your job.
Somebody in the comment section said we living in the past. We need to adapt. No, you don't adapt to that because the game ain't really evolved like you think it is. The rim is still 10 feet.
It isn't.
Right. So the rim is still
just weaker. It's just they're weaker.
Right. Let me explain this to this guy. The rim is still 10 feet, which means the tallest person has an advantage. So, if you're 7 foot, then you're only 3 feet away from the rim. So that means that your best attribute should be used closer to the rim. Because if I'm 6 foot, I don't have an advantage down in the paint with the trees. You have an advantage. So let me handle the perimeter and the outside stuff, and you handle the stuff in the paint. Why the hell are you out here with me? What does that mean? It's just like when you go back to the fundamentals of basketball and you run a 3-on-1 fast break, right? And the person that's the two people that's running the outside lanes, and the point guard is in the middle of the floor, and he comes to the free throw line and jump stop, and he's gonna give a pass to one of these dudes to finish. I used to hate for a big man to try to run the break and then pass the ball to a little guy to finish, and he get the shot contested and misses a freaking layup on a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-1 break.
And you blow the big guys run out of the lane and can't be there for a rebound.
Yeah, so I'm like, look, no, I want my big man to be the one finishing at the rim on the break. My point guard to run the break. You can't flip flop that because I don't have an advantage as a small guy. You have an advantage as a big guy, so you got to keep those roles the same. That's not supposed to evolve. It's not supposed to evolve. It's still the same. Big man get the rebound, outlet pass to the point guard and go. It's not fundamental basketball for my point guard to creep down there like Westbrook, steal a rebound from my big man, and then turn around and go coast to coast. Whoever gets the rebound needs to throw an outlet pass to somebody to start the break. I don't care.
Right.
I don't care what you think evolve. That's always going to be fundamental basketball and good basketball.
And the point guard is supposed to be your main outlet.
Correct.
And he's supposed to be in a. If the ball comes down on the left side, he's supposed to be in the corner. I'm not the corner. He's supposed to be up on the left side, waiting for the ball. Clear lane, clear passing lane. Wherever the clear passing lane, so the guy don't have to think too much. Throw the ball. Boom, gone. He shouldn't even have to bounce the ball. The rebounder shouldn't even have to bounce the ball. It should be out of his hands. First thing he should be doing is looking up, make the outlet, boom, move out. But they're up here believing that the game is somehow evolved. No, you're able to take 6 steps now.
Dude,
that's not that's not. You're able to palm the ball. You're not a better dribbler. You know what I'm saying? You're not a better. I mean, look. Think about Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. What the hell he would do to this time period? Think about just what it would look like if they weren't able to get. I mean, it was hard to stop him back then. He was a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
That man was a bucket.
Yeah.
Okay, because he's a perfectionist. But that dude, think about what he would do now. Think about look at what he did in that doggone 3-on-3 thing they had. He was running through them for years.
Facts.
Still the shortest guy on the court. But then, like I said, like you said, one of my favorite poems, right? Last part of it is 2 roads diverging of wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
Mm.
And that's what people, like you said, when you said you got 2 paths to take. If you want to take the one everyone else is doing, you want to do that stat pattern thing, okay. But don't come back and ask us to look at you and say, okay, now you're great.
No.
You're great because you took the easy way. You took the sleazy way.
Yeah.
Don't sit here and pretend like I think Nino said something about Anthony Edwards and some other players, and I agree with him. The point is that when you keep settling for that 3, like Wemby does, like Jordan, because Jordan said this a long time ago when they asked him. He said, I don't want to focus on that because it takes away from my aggressiveness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to settle. I'm trying to basically dominate these dudes.
Correct.
I'm trying to put fear in their heart. I mean, he didn't say it, what I'm saying? But that was what it is. He's like, no. I'm not making it easy on the defense. I'm not letting them relax. They got to figure out what I'm gonna do.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And again, I think Joker. I think he could be a good player. I mean, a great player. But the way they keep trying to pump him up, same way I look at Luka. Like, dude, I'm sorry, you play 50% of the game. I'm not gonna ever put you in that position. I mean, we had people who didn't play that great a defense. The Iceman wasn't the greatest defender. And he was a scorer. Matter of fact, a lot of the scoring leaders weren't back in the day.
I mean,
they were scorers.
But
ain't nobody ever say they were anything other than scorers.
Man, they criticized Carmelo for his defense too.
Yeah, exactly. But if you go back and look at Carmelo, really look at him, there was a time when later on he started to get like that really bad. But early on,
now he was always a competitor on the defensive end. What happened is he got chubby in Denver, and he couldn't guard the perimeter anymore. He was trying, he was chubby, and then Chauncey Billups got traded there, and he was like, "Dude, I just came from Detroit. Ain't no way I'm about to let you not defend." And he and Melo lost weight and got back to defending really good. They got to the conference finals against the Lakers, got cheated. So he kept his weight down for the most part, and his defense was their most. It was on and off though. It was on and off.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but he got criticized. He got rightly criticized.
He got criticized. Yeah.
We you know what I'm saying? We didn't sit back and ever say, Carmelo is a defensive all-star type. We ain't nobody ever. I ain't never heard anybody say, with a straight face, he's my guy on defense.
Mm-hmm.
But he still played defense. It just wasn't good. He tried. He did certain things. But again, but did he ever get put in a situation other than being an elite scorer in the minds of people? Did anybody ever say, "Oh, well, he was
an elite rebounder. He was an elite rebounder too. He was a daggone good rebounder.
But I'm talking about defender. I'm talking about one-on-one defender and stuff like that.
Nah, ain't nobody.
He was adequate. But I'm saying he was adequate. But did nobody ever say he was at Tim Duncan or KG level or anything like that?
No,
he was never put in that in that type of situation.
No,
right? But we again, so we don't sit there and we don't go acting like, okay, well, he's did this and the rebounds he did. He earned those rebounds. He didn't go. Sure. It wasn't somebody waiting for him to get out the way for him so he can get it. No, that block off people so he can get the rebound. No, he wouldn't got the rebound. But again, I'm just happy to see that we get to see what they're able to do now that he's out, and it's because it's show and tell.
It is show and tell, boy. They busting up a lot of those narratives, man, for real.
But the thing is, why don't they just believe us when we say it in the first place?
We've
been saying this stuff.
They don't have foresight. As a matter of fact,
or they never played.
Listen, even now they still trying to move the goalpost. Somebody came to my comment section today and tried to get, because he probably knew I was gonna make a video. He tried to get ahead of everything and say, this dude said, before you say anything, the reason why Denver won tonight is because Jokic was on the sideline coaching them.
He's doing that too.
Can't make this stuff up, dog.
So when they lose, is he going to be coaching when they lose the game?
They'll move the goalpost again.
Is he? That's what I'm saying. Is it going to be the same thing? Okay, well, the reason they lost is because he was on the sideline coaching.
But these people ain't got no integrity.
Is that what they're going to say?
These people ain't got no integrity, dog, for real.
No integrity and no consistency. No consistency. They can't look. Just keep it. Hey, all I'm just saying is just keep it consistent. If whichever way whatever hill you decide to die on, stay on that hill.
Facts.
And then when you get, if they had any honor, they'd be like, okay, all right, we see what y'all saying. Instead of talking about y'all are old and y'all think that and the other.
Ain't no honor.
We just didn't have this type of crap.
Ain't no honor in being a man fan. Ain't no honor.
I'm just trying to say, like, if you go, I'm about the standard. If you're gonna tell me like you said, Michael Jordan standard. That don't mean he was perfect on everything. Don't mean he never made a mistake. It doesn't mean that he was, infallible. No. And doesn't even mean that he was the only reason why they won.
Mm-hmm.
He was the main reason they won, but he ain't the only reason.
All right.
But but you can't go back and go, okay, well, where's the hole in his way of playing that we can critique? And then that's the problem they're gonna have, because they weren't there. They didn't understand that he came into a league where the focus was on a center, was on a big man, and the other myth, or not myth, but the prevailing thoughts were score leaders can't win championships, especially not a big man.
Yep.
What happened? Oh, wait a minute. He won 10 scoring championships.
And
every time he won a championship,
he was
and 6 championships, and every time he was his lead scorer.
Facts.
Even in 98.
Facts.
When he was old.
Well, look, Jeff.
Come on, man.
I gotta go ahead. I gotta go ahead and move. I'm about to end the scream in a minute.
All right, brother, man. Y'all have a good one. Hit that like button. I'll holler.
All right, bro. Thanks. Super chat. LeBron has double the amount of 0-point fourth quarter playoff games than Stockton missed his whole career. Right, that's interesting. Look at this bonehead. Jokic is the best passer and best playmaker in the world. He's arguably the best scorer, passer, rebound, and he's the most efficient player ever. I don't even know why that's something to brag about. I think rings is what you brag about. right? Like when people talk about Michael Jordan, they talk about how good he was as a player on both ends of the floor, how clutch he was, the big games he won, the fear he put in people, how aesthetically pleasing his game was, things like that. And then he won 6 times, 2 3-peats. He dominated, right? So I want to hear about Jokic dominating. Jokic dominated that year he won a ring. That playoff run that Jokic had was phenomenal. I seen Jokic answer the call. I seen him play in the clutch, hit big baskets. I seen him play defense. I seen him beat iconic players and get to the finals and made it look easy and won the ring. That's called domination. I haven't seen Jokic dominate again since then, because dominate means that you dominate, you win. You can't dominate by getting stats. Stats is not domination. Stats is just stats. Carlo.
Hey, it's Xavier.
What's up, X? Long time no hear from.
Yeah, I was just going to point out that, and I think I pointed this out in a previous comment. I think politics ruined the Nuggets basketball because the Nuggets, they were actually playing a pretty like legit form of basketball up until like 2025-ish. They were actually running a real system. And Jokic, even though they were still utilizing Jokic's passes, he wasn't like straight up facilitating all game long like he is now.
Correct.
So we actually got a lot of opportunity to see Murray the ball in his hand a lot more, and Aaron Gordon with the ball in his hand. And back then, they used to take time they actually used to take turns with Joker and Aaron Gordon in the paint. It wasn't just Joker being fed the paint 24/7. Sometimes Aaron Gordon would be in the paint. They would take turns and say Joker would be the scorer. Sometimes Jamal Murray would be the scorer, and that added that like unpredictability to the Nuggets offense and made them harder to stop. But 2025 is when it just went sideways because they got Russell Westbrook for facilitation, and then they didn't use him as a facilitator. They just turned him into a spot-up shooter for Jokic to capitalize off Jokic's gravity.
It was
and
crazy.
Aaron Gordon, like what? It's like the exact opposite of what they needed him for.
It's crazy.
It's just a waste of money, just a waste of time, and ever since then it just completely everything just went sideways. They don't want to run a real system anymore. In addition to Jokic's lazy defense, Murray's terrible defense, they don't want to run a real system, and now he just screwed.
Yeah, they screwed. They screwed, man, and they trying to figure it out, and they think they got it figured out now. But when you offer the basketball guys crap as an offering, you go get crap back. So teams get unlucky and have all types of crazy injuries, and you be like, man, dang, they're the unluckiest team ever. Jokic is the unluckiest superstar ever. It's because it's just karma coming back to you, man. You sent up a crappy offering, man. Or you getting this back. Golden State did the same thing. You just can't send up a crappy. Stop going for triple doubles. Play defense. Play a real offense, and good things will happen, man. So yeah, but now you need to hit the nail on the head for sure.
You know what it is? I think that the modern NBA, they're really big in spectacle. They care a lot more about spectacle than they do about substance. The whole when you hear people talk about Giannis or Joker or Victor Wembanyama, they always talking about like, look at these big men, how they can handle the ball like a guard. It's okay, but should they be doing that? You're saying they can do it. That's nice, but is that helping their team?
Correct.
Should they really be doing it?
Correct.
Yeah. You're concerned about the spectacle, about how great it looks that a big man is on the handling the ball like a guard, but you're not concerned about, is it actually bringing any actual impact to wins, or is it actually helping the team?
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about the spectacle of looking how many triple doubles they're getting, but they don't care, like, is this actually making the team perform better by them getting all these triple doubles? It's all about the spectacle and no concern about substance.
Yep. That's pretty much what it is, man. I don't understand why people just can't see that. Like, it's somebody in the comment section now asking which former Jokic teammate is an all-star now. Well, the answer to that is Michael Porter Jr. He's about to make all-star this year, so there's your answer. Like, like the all-stars, the all-stars is on his team. The only one who left that was all-star caliber player was Michael Porter Jr. Gordon, MPJ, and Murray are the all-star caliber players that play with Jokic. So, I mean, you're not getting no bragging rights by trying to prove that Bruce Brown never made all-star when he left. Like, that don't mean that Jokic made him better. But Michael Porter Jr. is an all-star, big dog. These people are insane, dog.
That's facts. And also, I feel like a part of them deep down knows it, because I feel like it's more like it's an ego thing. It's more like the player. They identify themselves through the player. They're fandom through the player.
Yeah, they can feel it in their panties. I understand it. I get it. I used to be a Man fan too back in the days when I was a kid. You know what I mean? But like growing up, man, like I like the game of basketball too much to be a Man fan. Like there's nothing these dudes could do for me, but these dudes are getting their fancy tickled by watching these dudes run around. I don't understand it. Like, why would you lie about certain things just for Jokic? Like, why would you say his teammate is trash just to make Jokic look good? What do you gain out of that? Are you getting a boner? Yeah. I don't understand it. Like, it's the most confusing thing. Like, I want to study it. I want to sit down. I want to sit down with a fanatic and just ask them like several questions. Like, just get them on a couch in my office and just pick their brain, man. Because it's like most of my episodes I do on my show is really just a big case study of me trying to study fandom. I hear some unusual things, man. Like it's borderline gay, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I think it all goes back, and I'm not really trying to bring him up, but I think this all really like stems from the whole LeBron James scenario and the GOAT conversation. And that's where most of it starts stemming from, because it's like it all started with the whole argument was that because LeBron runs the point, he facilitates in addition to taking 20 plus shots, that must mean he's a better team player, which doesn't even make sense. And then you have to ask that question, well, if he's a better team player and he's fast first, then why does he have a losing finals record despite teaming up with all these franchise stars?
Yeah, why that formula ain't working as good as other formulas, you know what I mean?
And the next thing, that's as far as the ego would take it as well. Oh, it's either because A, everyone else just isn't good enough, or B, the talent is just too great. So he's playing to such extremely great talent to the point that nobody else will win under his circumstance. Every time he's losing, he just happens to be the victim of every scenario. He just happens to be the victim of not enough good coaches. Happens to be the victim of not enough good teammates. Happens to be the victim of playing the best era ever. all just victory. And that later will become the Joker. It will become the Joker thing, because Joker was supposed to be and I remember in real time, because I was watching this in real time in 2023 and 2024. When the Nuggets swept the Lakers in the playoffs, the reason so many people were excited and happy for Denver is because they were watching real basketball and they thought that's what they were going to get. When they thought the Nuggets become champions, they thought they were going to start getting like real basketball, actually watching teams run set plays in the real system. And once they started seeing Jokic lose and start seeing Jokic lose that MVP race in 2025, that's when they start ironically turning into the LeBron fans they used to criticize.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, it got unreal then. Yeah.
Literally used to critique LeBron. Jokic fans literally used to critique LeBron fans because LeBron was always somebody he didn't have enough help when he's playing against the Nuggets. And Nuggets were like, you just don't use your teammates.
Yeah.
Not a good leader who doesn't use your teammates. And now that's what they're doing.
They're using the same talking points too. Same exact talking points, man. Same topic. But X, man, I appreciate the call, man. I'm gonna go ahead and end it, man. I'm about to go ahead and go get some Z's, man. Thanks for the call, bro. Good to hear from you.
Thank you for the call.
All right, no doubt. Sport Tolino said, okay, let's see what will their score without Jokic. They won 2 games on luck. Why? Let me ask y'all this, man. I know y'all like Jokic, man, but why do y'all want Denver to fail so bad, man? Like, y'all don't want Denver to win. Like, y'all should be happy that Denver won tonight. Why is this not a good night for y'all? Like, don't y'all want Jokic to make the playoffs so he can make a playoff run? Y'all should be rooting for Denver. Why is it so important? So, like, please tell me, why is it so important that the Nuggets do bad while he's hurt? You don't want them to do good? This is a disease, y'all. Like, Y'all rooting against the man team. You think Jokic rooting against them? Like, root for the Nuggets, dog. Don't you want them to win? This is weird. Oh, y'all just want Jokic to get MVP. That's it. Y'all don't care about the rings and stuff. Like, it's weird, dog. Root for Denver, dog. Like, next time I see y'all and I do a video, I want y'all to say, hey, Denver won, and let's be happy about it. Oh man, we found some players that can play good. You know what I mean? Y'all should be happy. Like, it's an insecure thing to want someone to do bad without you so you can seem more important. Oh, I'm hurt, so I want my team to lose because if they win, then it's going to look like they don't need me. Yeah, like that's really, y'all need help, man. See this stuff right here. Jokic is the best player in the world and the most valuable for his team. SGA is not close to Jokic level. Just deal with it and stop being so painfully insecure. Lord have mercy. These can't be grown-ups, man. These got to be kids, dog. These got to be kids. Like, I got to be dealing with some kids, dog, for real. Go to school. Like, I can't believe this. This can't be a grown man. How old are you, bro? This is insane, dog, for real. Yeah, this kids. I thought, you know what? I'd be assuming that people that watch my show be grown. These are kids, though. These dudes in grade school. They kids. And you're right, SGA. Look, I'm just gonna start agreeing with y'all. SGA is nowhere near Jokic, man. I have no clue how he led OKC to a ring. I have no clue why they got the best record in the league right now. Yeah, SGA is not good. And the only reason why they win is because the supporting cast is so good. But when they lose, we're going to blame SGA, not the supporting cast. But Jokic is so good that when they lose, we're going to blame his supporting cast. Like, you see how backward it is? Like, SGA is not that good. His team is the one that's carrying him. But when they lose, we don't blame the team. We blame SGA. But we're going to do the opposite. Jokic is so good that he carries his team to wins. But when they lose, it's not his fault. It's his teammates' fault. That's the logic. That's the logic. Interesting. I ain't say one hateful thing about Jokic. I'm talking about basketball. If I wanted to say something hateful about Jokic, I would personally say something hateful about Jokic. I wouldn't be talking about defense and how they can have a better offense if they spread the love of how they distribute the basketball. That's not hate, brother. That's just me talking about basketball. You'll know when it's hate. Now, if I came on here and said I think Jokic be fucking them horses, that's hate. I didn't say that though. I'm talking about basketball. I can get real hateful. Mel, when the next live debate with the crew, you know what? We might do it Friday, big dog. They don't want to call in because they. Never mind, I ain't gonna say nothing. But all right, y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for joining me on the. I can't even say stream no more. I was about to say scream. It's gonna be a scream. That's a movie. I'm a Nuggets fan. I love to see them adopt a San Antonio type approach to offense to where the ball stays hopping from hand. Clearly, they're capable. 100%. That's what I want to see, dog. That's what I want to see, for real. Exactly. It ain't never been about no race. I can care less about the race. I can care less about it. Yeah. Not at all. All right, y'all. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for everybody calling in. Thanks for all the comments. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.